Well, it kind of is godless coffee. I just don't move as fast as I used to. It takes me a minute to walk around this. Well, it kind of is godless coffee. I just don't move as fast as I used to. Whoops. Do you know, one day I will learn to turn my phone down. One day. How is everybody doing this evening? I am, for as ADD as I am terrible at doing 5 things at once. Here we go. How's it going? How's it going? How's everybody doing? To everybody watching in the future, hello, hello. Yes, Skits, it was the Godless Coffee Hour. That was like 2 minutes, but you know. Yay, hello, Phoenix. Oh. Unmuting the computer would help. Hi.
I heard you just fine. I'm sorry, it just took me a second.
Yay.
If you don't see the day I'm representing, I'm gonna be sad.
Oh, you know it's really funny.
It's
it's
early,
on the top
but...
of it's on the list. It's on the list. I instantly thought of you. And it's Victoria Day. And in Canada, it's International Canadian Immigrants Day as well. How is everybody doing? Hello, hello. Hi, Butterfly, Kilroy, Skiz Crasher. Hello, hello. It's early, but I'm stoked. You know, you guys convinced me yesterday to make shorts, so I'm going to be working on those this evening, or attempting to. But I brought the work binger to the house, and I noticed like a $50 jump in my grocery bill today. Because I went to the grocery store.
Maybe you should not have. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Mark Short. How's it going? How's it going? Yay. I forgot I had to click for a second. So, in the moment of let's all make fun of sewing and his Amazon habit, can you guys hear this? Hold on. Or this one. I wanted to buy a voice box, but I bought a crummy microphone and a, soundboard instead. Impulsive buys on the internet. Yay. Hello, hello. So what's everybody working on? How's everybody doing? We're still here. Another week we haven't destroyed each other. Cheers to that.
Ching, ching.
And you know, before they come back, I don't know if that dude, shout out to the Godless Troll. If you look at the Godless Trolls avatar, they went out of their way to make fun of me. That's my son pointed out, that's a AI image. They went out of their way. So shout out to people who dedicate hate sites to me. I feel like I've made it.
Here, jump back up to Kilroy real quick, because I have... It's practice. This is terrible. Literally, you just have to make up. You can wash it off, and you can fluff it up at your own house, and it is a-okay. And then you can just wash it off. Just practice. Makeup is like sewing. You just have to be all right with failing sometimes, and sometimes having some wins, and eventually you get better, because it is a skill. The right brushes. Maybe I'll get back to... I'm terrible with like get ready with me's, but I was like, when I first started, was a little bit of like some unboxing and some terrible me chatty makeup videos. So we can get back to that.
Oh, Kilroy. So when I moved to Mesa, when I was pretending to go to college, I lived in Mesa, Arizona, and my friends dropped me off where I lived, and they called me the Fresh Prince of Mesa.
You're gonna have to... Oh my god, this is gonna be the ADHD. You're not gonna sew. You're just gonna
No,
play with
okay.
your new
No.
toys.
So I'm so glad you brought this up. Have you ever heard of the band? They sing Cult of Personality. It's in Living
Yes,
Color.
yes.
Okay. So they still tour. They still play. Okay. They've broke up quite a few times because the lead singer got into a theremin. And they're like a heavy metal, like ska band, and they've morphed over the years. But like he's like, if I hear that effing theremin one more time, and every time the guy pulls the theremin out, they're like, we quit. It's a good documentary. You should go find it on YouTube. It made me laugh so hard. So I promise I won't mess with my theremin too much. I don't want the band to break up. I have this hooked up on 3 JBLs, so when I hit the button, my neighbors can hear it. Oh, that theremin can't break up a band fast. I'm telling you, like, and that this particular band, they had, they were actually they played for real, and now they all hate each other because of a theremin. So let that be a lesson to all of us. Don't let the technology ruin the human side of what you're doing. Oh, Mark, I'm so sorry. Now I just have cult of personality stuck in my head. Hey, Waterney! I want the band to break up so I can get the band back together and be on a mission from God. Great movie. Great movie. Let me put my glasses back on for that one. That's a great movie. Aretha Franklin tears the house down. Yay! Hello, hello. And now I'm singing the Blues Brother in my. See, okay. Before you know what? Before I get to it too hard, let's get to the business portion because I treat this like a mullet. Business up front, party in the back. Oh, I take so many pictures. Oh, there it is. So here at the Godless Sewing, channel, this program is for entertainment purposes only. And the content is not intended to malign any religion, race, company, individual, or wigs, religion, lack thereof, or anything else in between. All opinions expressed by Godless Sewing and program participants are solely their personal views and do not reflect the opinions of every human being on the planet. And if you do not like that, we have essays on both sides. And if you speak Spanish, that's a la izquierda and derecha. Back to you, Phoenix. Thank you.
Hey, welcome, welcome. Perfect timing. I just unthreaded my machine, so I'm working on my quilted house coat schmata again because it's probably going to take between 300 and 500 hours. Have I ever quilted anything? No.
I didn't notice it is the special guest, Alibaba. Hello, hello. Sorry, Phoenix. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was so stoked to get this thing. It got its own camera. That's how geeky I am.
I know I could set up a cat cam, but it wouldn't be very exciting. But a sewing machine cam, that gets everybody's knickers in a twist around here.
Hey, how's it going, Trees? How's it going? Seriously, every time I watch your videos, it makes me want to like pull all my knives out or just go wander through the forest. I absolutely love your videos. Absolutely. And now I just have cult of personality stuck in my head. When I was a kid, I watched a lot of MTV. So I was obsessed with these bands as the years went on,
It's funny that you should say that. I only have part of it. I've got the metal part that marks the straight lines. Oh, stupid! Like I just have the I'm so backlit. The arm part, what I don't have the rest of this. But I was just gonna do like straight lines, like a half an inch apart, and just be like, it's gonna be. I'm not gonna stress about it unless somebody has the rest of this foot quilting, low shank,
Send me a
white or.
picture again.
I know I should, because I've got these other. I've got a collection of parts that I need to identify.
We still need to do that stream. I have sewing machine parts in here. I don't even know what they do.
Oh, we should just plan that and have that be its own cameras, and I'll get mine set up. And we'll just have a parts show. No sewing, all no sewing, all parts.
I have to go through my storage unit next week, and I attempted it this week, and I got 2 feet in and I quit because I didn't realize how much of a hoarder I've become. Heck yeah, Trees, your channel's awesome. That's an odd looking machine. So, okay. So, the funny thing is, I saw this last Wednesday. I went cruising around. I even got a babysitter because I'm such a parent. I need times off sometimes. Like, I just like, I lose it and I'm like, I need to leave the house. So I was tooling around, driving around, and I went to my local thrift store and I saw this beautiful thing. And I was in my flex and I was like, you know what? I can't do this by myself. So I waffled on it for 2 days, and then I came back with my child, who is my size, and my truck, which is 25 feet long. And we wrestled this thing in. And you know what? Shout out to young Mr. Hands, young Mr. Sewing, because he didn't cry about it, and he helped me get this thing in there. I'm a collection of spare parts. We used to always say that I'm the leftover parts of every ancestor before me, and I have quite a deep gene pool. I can identify the attachments. We're gonna have that stream.
We're gonna have to catalog and like actually timestamp that one because that's gonna be quite the educational stream.
Yes, this machine weighs 300 pounds. And my son learned some new curse words. And I even did the like, the He-Man, like, oh yeah. Because I didn't realize how high up the tailgate in my truck sits.
Until you were like, I wish I had my ramp. Why didn't I bring the toy hauler?
It's fun. No, I love my truck because I can sit on it and my legs are dangling. It's great for the beach. It's great for like fireworks. It's great for, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's great. Yeah. Take it somewhere and watch stuff.
Right. Or car camping.
Yeah, we still have drive-in movies around here.
Yes, Allie is like the brains. I missed you yesterday. I saw this person talking about the Singer 6833 and that there's only 2 of them in this country. And now I'm like, I would like this unicorn of a machine, please. And I just thought about you the whole time.
I work out, Waternay. I work out regularly. I attempt to I want to live long. For as much as I smoke, I have to offset it. So if you see me here like smoking, I try to do that. That is like that many hours of cardio.
Oh, that's a good 1-to-1. Make it a 1-to-1 ratio. Like for
I'm not playing. Well, my job helps, but like I try to like, you know.
Yeah. Actually put in some extra.
Because I've seen what happens when you drink butter soup and you don't take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's still gross. I know.
I need to oil the front. I need to oil the front piece because it's like welded in there. I've learned earlier. Butterfly was like, I need to plug it in. I need to. I've learned over the years of being overzealot and tripping the breaker. And then last night, I completely forgot about this. Last night, I was gonna plug it in, and everybody knows that I am Godless Sewing, okay? But when I was gonna plug it in, I'm like, you know, I'm checking on my kid. I come back in, and the power went out. The power went out in my neighborhood for almost 3 hours. So I took it as a sign. And I'm a nihilist, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna. And then the power went on, and then an hour later it went off again.
Did you? What did you do? I know. I want this machine. This. I know it only makes stars, but I want you.
Gilroy, you are constantly going for comment of the evening. Buy an old blind stitch machine. Great for get-togethers and a lovely addition to any cocktail party. I love it. That's going to be the next Godless Sewing commercial. I need to start timestamping this. We're early.
Actually, you know what we need is somebody who is thoughtful and kind to write down the timestamps and send them over.
I think I've talked to a person on the Victorians. Oh, that's funny. So the one that only makes stars need one of those mini Habib cranes for the truck that I want to get for one of my trucks, since anything over 70 pounds is beyond. Do you know what? I actually have one of those, and I use it for everything. I have all kinds of hoists and cranes. I use them for everything. And at my height, I am not scared to admit that I take a stool with me everywhere. I have quite a few in my truck. I have one. I have my work stool that I paint with. I'm man enough to admit that I need some help with my height. Spice rice. Ooh, that sounds nice.
Stop with the alliteration.
That wasn't intentional. Coffee slowly kicking in. I thought you were the home generator man. I am, but I'm scared of tripping this room. And if the motor is completely seized, I'm going to be mad because I'm going to have to take it apart and put it back together. I've been watching videos of it came with a note that said, ha, 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 you bought this. And it basically said the motor runs and the machine works. But, you know, I'm not very trusting.
Right. That's either super awesome or the worst sewing machine troll ever.
The greatest comment hustle never stops. The damn right. I embrace my inner chimpanzee ancestors and throw my stools. You would love Los Angeles. We throw our stools all over. You would love LA.
San Francisco needs a map for all this stool throwing is a problem, and they need to keep updating it. I mean, oh my God.
It's become crazy downtown again. You know why? Because I watch a lot of like famous drag queens and like just people who are really up on the fashion. I wouldn't call them high fashion. They're just famous for making their own clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, we go to Santee Alley in downtown. It's the fashion district. It's famous. What they don't tell you is they all go with bodyguards. Like, I'm going to have to bring 10 people with me to go buy fabric. And that's lame to me.
Yeah, fabric sewing should not be a worry of a full contact sport.
Thank you. I'm taking up time. You're right, Alibaba. That's another reason I have not taken this beast apart yet, because you know, I always say, like, if I'm showing it to you, I'm gonna keep it.
It's just the color. I mean, those green, if nothing else, that cricket green color is just weird. I mean, look at how pretty
it takes me back. It takes me back, and it's the table's perfect. There's not one little dink or nick or anything on the table. Is that would you say that like is nice? I haven't even looked up the year yet, because on my other channel, Alibaba let me know how common it was, and I looked it up, and it is. But does anyone have an idea what year this is from? Alibaba, I'm looking at you.
No, seriously, I'm like that question is not directed towards me in any universe that I'm a part of right now.
And that's what that grease is probably drier than calculus book by now. Thank you.
Ouch.
Thank you. That's why I haven't plugged it in yet. I've learned over the years, because I'm a zealot. When I get something home, man, I plugged it in. This white with this table, I've told the story 100 times. It shot a 2-foot electrical flame at me. So from that day forward, I learned. And my eyebrow grew back really fast too.
Stop complaining about my sewing machine.
1950s.
It does have
Wow.
that 1950s like green machine color, like every lathe woodworking tool, like
Exactly. I
machinery just
love it.
came in that color then. That would have been my guess just based on that particular hue.
This is stuff we use all the time in typewriters to remove rust. It's called evapor rust. It's environmentally safe and water based. I have my notes right here and a pen. Then I shall write it down.
I keep looking for my wrist pin cushion, and I'm like, the one night I'm like actually wearing it, I'm like, where's my pin cushion?
You know, I was editing my last video and I see myself wearing it and I'm like, holy cow, I never took that thing off. I just walk around. Like, I totally get it. I get it.
I do that with my thimbles sometimes. I'll like have to stop. I'm like, oh, you're eating with your thimble again. You just take it off.
I think that's awesome. It's early 1960s. This thing is really well preserved. The machine is beaten up, but it's well. That means it was in a shop. All right, butterfly. So, who needs jeans? Take an order right now. I have an industrial machine that I'm going to fix. Who needs jeans?
No, we should just make the whole pack, the whole Canadian tuxedo, and just sell it as a combo: a vest and a pair of pants or shorts and a skirt.
That is my
You do
combo. Like the
pieces.
Godless song. Like I do wear a Canadian tuxedo, and the only reason I like really started rocking the vest all the time is because it's not cold enough to wear my jackets. Because I have quite a few jackets that I've upcycled.
Yeah, just sell a 2-piece, or with a 3-piece with a hat.
Ooh. Yeah, the needle is completely hooked. I've been watching tutorials like it's Mr. Rogers. I'm like falling in love with it, slowly falling in love with this machine. That's awesome. I go through jeans because of my job. I run through jeans. 1950s sounds right. Looking at the style and materials used. The funny thing is, I was watching a video of a man who is a tailor, and he recently bought one. And he was all stoked, and he's like, oh, like, you have no idea. And he was just blind stitching his face off. I don't need jeans. I'll take a bunch of khaki cargo. Deal.
Same difference. See me.
The onesie with the back flap.
Yes. Oh my God. There may or may not be 2 tie-dye Union Jack suits that live in my house.
I forgot about that. I need to put that. Tonight's gonna be a note-taking kind of night. I'm so weird, Gilroy. I'm a t-shirt and jeans kind of person. Like between Kurt Cobain and living in Portland, Oregon, those two places and that individual changed my life.
You know what? I'm not a huge dungarees wearer either. I've got overalls that my friend embroidered for me, one pair that I keep around like just in case, and some shorts. And like I prefer a denim skirt than like denim trousers. That's just me. Oh, who did we have to learn? What? Okay. I thought I missed. I was like, Allie has to know what we refer to as a Canadian tuxedo.
Oh, give me a second. Let me bring my table out.
Oh, that's the joke. Okay, no, I get it. I had to do search for my college boyfriend to find him a flannel onesie with a flap. He really wanted a pair. I know they're kind of hard to find. Like that's something we don't really make oodles of those anymore, which is kind of sad. Mark says, Evaporust is good stuff. A lot of machinists use it to restore old tools without removing any good material. Awesome. And I got that one from Waterday. Yeah, all caught it up. Nope.
Awesome.
Waterday, what did he call himself? The B-52. And lots of votes for Evaporust.
You know, I feel like these places should be sponsoring us.
Seriously, I don't take notes, but I do literally take pictures of the chat so I
And like,
remember these things.
for as much as I promote sing, like I am a walking, talking singer commercial in this room. Oh, the
See,
B-52s. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, I wonder with your sponsorship with singers that you're too addicted that you don't. Companies want you to promote their new stuff, and we like the ancient stuff they don't make anymore.
I'll do that too. But I watch singers like tutorials, and I'm like, ooh, these young ladies are so dry. Like they're like Ned Flanders saltine, like so dry.
Yeah, milk
Dipping
toast.
white bread in water.
Yes, milk toast. I really wanted to drop bombs through that bomb bay door. Do you watch Hand Tool Rescue? He has a 50-gallon drum of Evapo Rust. I think he is sponsored. Yeah, I think where we live, you'd need like a hazmat permit to have 50 gallons of anything.
Here too.
Possibly even water. You can't.
Well, it's all about zoning. Here, it's all about zoning. So you can do crazy stuff if you're outside of the city. If you're in the city, like they're like, nope, you can't have fun.
Right? Yeah. No toys for you.
So I'm gonna make shorts. What else should I make? Because I've the coat is made. I need to add all the fancy stuff to it, but what else should I make?
Well, how much fabric do we? What are we working with?
So I still have at least 7 yards.
Oh God. Okay, so
And
you
I
can
made
make. Oh God, your hands would not love it, but it would be super cute to have like something either matchy with him or your mom, like make her a little handbag, and like so, if she would do it, I think that would be cute, but sometimes you need a matchy moment.
All right, the rest of the sewing people get sponsored by cute fabrics and patterns. We get the weird chemical you should probably use. Hey, one of my sayings is it doesn't work if it's not smelly. At my job, we're like, oh, doesn't smell, it doesn't work.
I'll take Liberty machine oil. I don't care.
A Vaporous needs you to soak the parts when you need to scrub everything with a bronze brush to clean the black crap off. I actually have every kind of bronze brush you could possibly think of in this room.
Right, so we need Dremel and the Surge Protector Company.
I would gladly be sponsored by a kilt company. I have no shame. I come from a long line of men who had no shame whatsoever.
Well, and those giant gaucho Mexican cowboy pants basically are like split riding. They're so huge.
Oh, what's wrong one? Sewing machine oil is the only thing that works and doesn't stink. The only thing. Sorry, I had to emphasize.
Even your toilet bowl cleaner needs to stink to know it works.
I truly believe that. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I just like getting a buzz off of the chemicals in my house.
Well, there's that too.
I still use Comet. I still clean with Comet, like the old stuff, at least in my eyes. I grew up, my grandmother was from a different country, so she didn't play with the cleanliness. And my mother reflected that. I
can't do the old-fashioned ammonia or like straight up ammonia. That's dealing with khaki and ammonia, straight ammonia, or you need bleach any day.
I can't have it around my son because he's a chemist and he's like curious.
Oh, right. Yeah, so don't tell him about the 60,000 pounds.
He'll watch something on YouTube and he'll ask me, what about this and this? And I'm like, I'm so glad you asked me because now we can never have those two items in the house at the same time. Thank you.
Right, chlorine bleach and the other one. Oh, no, it's chlorine bleach and ammonia, isn't it, that makes the chlorine gas? Chlorine and something.
That's it's when I stink, I know I've been working. So, Trees, I have a rule. When I come home from work, I go through the front door, I walk in the garage, and I take my boots off because I know my boots smell like death. I know that, like, there's, especially on a rainy day when I've been walking through a field or something, I know it reeks. You said Gaucho, and now I'm thinking of Steely Down. When, you know what's funny? When you said Gaucho, I think of Gaucho Marx.
Groucho.
Oh, sorry, Groucho. You know what's funny? I just want to tell.
That's the Mexican comedian that didn't make it very well in LA.
I just want to tell my Harpo story. That's what it is. I had old parents. I had really, like, I don't think people realize how much older my parents were than me. And my dad, he called me Harpo all the time because I burned the candle on both ends.
Yeah, and see, my human jokes that he's Groucho, so
All right, I'm gonna light it up. I'm already doing ripped stuff. It's because I brought the work banger home, and it's just disaster.
It is. Oh my God. See, I knew it was chlorine and ammonia. Yeah, chlorine, bleach, and ammonia do not mix. We're not going to learn anything or harm ourselves.
I don't even want to say it out loud because my son, he'll walk up and be like, oh, I saw this and this on, or he'll be like, can we go to your job and do this and this? And I'm like, I can go do this and this, but you, because he knows at the shop, we have a chemical cabinet and he knows that's the magical cabinet that makes things go poof, you know?
Or boom, yeah.
I am. You want to know why? You know what? I'm not going to flash a bong on camera. I'm old. I'm over 40. I need to stop.
No, I appreciated that yesterday, actually. I didn't mention it because I had to pee so bad. But you make your own ammonia. 35% for memory, and the stuff from the shop is 3 to 5%. Exactly. That's what I was saying.
It's legal here, all right? It's legal here where I live.
Gaucho's legal in Godless's house.
What do I know? I'm from the Valley of Los Angeles. I'm literally into NASCAR. I'm wearing a NASCAR jersey. What do I know? Mark's the silent Mexican cowboy. Do you know what's funny? Where I live, most cowboys are Mexican.
And they're not very talkative. So
I'm cutting. I always say, "Oh, someone's gonna cut that." I'm cutting that one. I'm bringing back the all the mistakes that I do during streams. I used to post them to show how like that I'm a real person. I used to always cut like all my stupid quibs. One time, what did I say? I said I thought that the Koch brothers owned Coke.
Oh, yeah, no, is not, no, not KOC.
I said that 3 years ago on a live stream, and everyone they were like, they're like, bro, are you serious? I'm like, yes. And I doubled down with 10 toes down. No. I was like, yes, I am. It's legal here. It's been legal here for a while.
I'm glad you owned up. Yeah, I honestly feel like once you hit 24 or 25, doing certain things doing bongs on camera is just trashy. Yeah,
that's why.
I mean, never know if it's a bong, a dab, other blowy, pipey thingy. Sorry, I'm like over. I'm in the show tonight.
Mine's it's giant and pink. If anything else, it looked like a giant pink dill. It would be inappropriate in a different direction. In a different direction.
It's not the OnlyFans channel.
Yeah, no, not here, not here. Do you know why? Because I was raised so hardcore, like Roman Catholic. I have that. Oh, should I do this before everything? I have that, like. Oh, should I do this?
It is how it's not. I think that's a good litmus test. I know.
But you know what? Honestly, like, I'm from the Valley, so like, see, I'm like Trees says, "Oh, I'm white trash," but in a lot of ways, like, I am too. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's the thing. There's certain things like I don't flash my my glass pieces on stream because I don't know. There's someone I saw that used to do it, and I thought it was kind of trashy, but I'm a pirate, like, what do I know? I'm a pirate. Godless gets tossed under the YouTube jail for a while ago. You don't have to speak and go. I did. I've been canceled so many times. I've like lost count. And I'm
Just
literally
checking because I know we're not fully streaming on Rumble yet, so we're gonna push. Let's try to get some folks over onto the Rumble live streams for everybody next week.
Do you know I was
If you
gonna
need
work
help,
on that today?
message me. I'll walk you through it while I set mine up on Sunday. How's that?
I'm
We'll
gonna
set a
tell
time.
you.
You can't go shopping. You have to come live video visit with me.
I'm gonna tell you the Afro Man truth is like I was going to set up the Rumble and then I started playing around with my banger and I forgot.
Yeah.
And then I got I have no good excuse. I'm telling you exactly what happened.
No, that's okay. Well, and it's a good thing mentioning my presidential candidate for 2024. I am Team Afro Man for president.
I wonder if he'll let me run for vice or secretary and smoke.
I think you might as well give it a shot.
Secretary sewing.
Right? Oh, yep, we converted another to Rumble Waternay, but I have no idea how to do anything over there. Let's get ready to rumble. Okay, I'll start making some pre-records and I'll walk everybody how to do stuff because
I was about to say
my new beauty will help because my tech is so much better. I love it. Okay, so I'm interrupting. Ding ding.
no, I totally have Red Man in my head now. Let's get ready to rumble. Do you know what, Waternay? I don't know how to navigate Rumble as well, and I've had it for a while now. And the only way I follow people back is when someone says something on my. I don't even know how to follow people back. Like I just recently followed Kilroy back because I just figured it out. I'm gonna tell you, I'm addicted to watching slap fighting on Rumble. Like I'm a train wreck kind of guy, and I love watching people. Is that in Vegas? Is that in Vegas?
I don't know. Wherever it, I don't know. I just know it's Dana White, and Rumble's got the exclusive.
Oh, hold on, let me go.
It is. They're working on it, but Rumble doesn't use any of Google, Facebook, Amazon's API, so there's no way for big tech to First Amendment or whatever Canada's version of that is to censor you on Rumble. They're like, nope. France was like, you need to do this, and the Rumble was like, all right, France, you're not welcome on our playing field. You're not welcome on the field, France.
Butterfly, I agree with you. I'm in this weird phase of my life where I'm actually condensing a lot of things because I have Hulu, Netflix, Paramount Plus, ESPN. I might as well, and I have cable. If I said how much money I pay to be entertained, you'd have the right to point and laugh at me. I love slap fighting as well, skits. I haven't ever tried Rumble yet. I've given my abilities with computers. Anything new is a nightmare. I agree. As someone who's raised by real life boomers, I agree.
Yeah, I'll still continue to stream to both of them. Oh, thanks, Kilroy. Louis Rossman. Oh my god, that's such a great. I think that should be the compass of people you should be following. So, good choices.
The one thing I like is, hey, what's up, Trusty Abe? One thing I like is I haven't seen too many sewing channels. So I like if you sew on there, you have a monopoly already.
Exactly. That's yes.
Like we're first. Like we are literally first. The first people sewing.
Adapters, yes.
So that was cool to me when because I really scoured it, and we have legitimate sewing channels.
Yeah. Yes.
And, none of this is a paid endorsement. Rumble isn't necessarily for anything. It is right-leaning. So buyer beware.
No, it's not right-leaning. It's First Amendment leaning. And it just happened to be that a lot of people who showed up on there for early got canceled off of other platforms. So that's not their goal, is to be one way or the other. It's more of the literal town square of you can say whatever you want there. As long as you're not committing a crime or about to commit a crime, pretty much it's anything goes.
And I'm not that wasn't like an anti-endorsement because I'm being canceled by YouTube. I am being like they don't like my videos anymore. They went from like annoyingly promoting me to striking everything I do. And I'll never understand it.
Yeah.
But they just won't let me play the same. It's just it feels a little less godless if I can't play half the stuff I want to.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking away the brand that I've built over the past 3 years. And I don't know about copyright laws. You'd need a lawyer, and another lawyer to figure it out. But I I throw some really old stuff on there. I'm not throwing a commercial from last week. I'm throwing a commercial from before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
Or around that age, you know. That's the thing about Rumble is that they let me play. You know what? Every time I say Rumble, I feel like Howard Stern. Howard Stern he did the greatest promotion of all time just because he said serious 1,000 times for 3 years before he moved over. So he just kept on saying it and saying it and saying it, and everybody just kind of followed him over, and he created that platform.
Mm-hmm.
I went over there. Were you ever into Howard Stern at all?
A little bit, like, but he was funny in the 90s. and then I was too busy listening to classical music because I had a different profession that I was working for, so...
Okay, so hear me out, Butterfly. There are certain copyright laws that expire that are my age. I feel privileged to be in my 40s, actually, because I didn't think I was going to make it here.
True, yeah.
So it's a joy to be smoky old sewing in my 40s. I'd buy Sirius radios just for Howard Stern. I got hooked on the old school, of course, the 90s rock and the 90s hip hop station, but Sirius has some really cool stuff on there. And every sport, every news, political thing you could possibly think of. Bands like it when you do clip and reactions publicity. However, the copyright people are really uptight. YouTube seems to err on the side of anyone who makes a claim as sort of a knee-jerk reaction. I agree. And for anyone who's gone on my Rumble channel, I have purposely put commercials of, I don't even know that I'm sure I'm not saying the person's name correctly, so I won't attempt to, but I have put their commercials in my Rumble videos because they try to take my channel down. Like personally. Sorry, Phoenix.
I know I'm being funny. I'm just joshing you.
So I take it personal. So I'm showing all their content. I'm going, and they have really cool singer commercials. So I'm going through and showing all their stuff. But I'm a for the people kind of guy. Like I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Because you're pro First Amendment, and these things are out of date, and YouTube is kicking you in the nuts, and it's dumb.
Unless you're Don Henley, the Eagles, or Metallica, and then your video is nuked from orbit before it's even uploaded. I'm not. Faith No More is like Faith No More is my blood type. I'm stuck in the 90s. It's one I'm a patent stan. Anyways, twice that's another thing they've threatened to take my channel. But to YouTube, to the bots' credit, I literally put I just want to rock out, man, and they let me play one of my videos. So the robot let me pass once with the words I just want to rock out. I was shocked it worked. See, but that's the thing. Like, where's that? I don't know where that line is anymore. And you know what it is? It's just that YouTube is not what it used to be. So people who remember are like, this sucks.
Yeah, they keep having these like moving goalposts of what's acceptable and not. And I remember from some of the, I don't know, Nick Ricada, oh no, it was Nick Ricada's channel, that he was saying there's the copyright people, that's one division, and then there's the community guidelines people, who is a different division, who don't talk to the creator manager people. So you've got this weird triangle, and a lot of the community guideline people, English isn't even their first language, and or live in on the in this hemisphere, Western Hemisphere. So there's some things that are like lost in literal translation because they just don't get like the nuance of a joke or something that's very specific to a language and region. Yes.
That is true. Hey, and you said region, and it totally reminded. I've been forgetting to say that. Shout out to everyone in Russia and India who is watching me. I think that's probably a lot of the people who are lurking. You are awesome and amazing. Yeah. But I have a large audience in Russia and India.
Slava! Yes, the Gopnik's into house. A little Slav suka. No, suka pliat.
So before, and this is in 2018, somebody that I'm related to that has the same last name went to Russia and taught people how to cut hair like African American people do. And went on a tour and was treated like a rock star.
I was going to say, I'm sure that was a huge hit.
Oh, he has pictures all over his Facebook. He's like, I don't care like what side you're on. I went to Russia and they treated me like Elvis. Like, look at this. Like, look, and they did. He was on stage cutting hair. He was cutting he showed them how to do it barbershop style.
Yeah.
And they really just jumped to the claimer, and they can't be bothered to really sort things out. You're right. Oh, it irks me. YouTube. I try not to dog Mother YouTube too much because I live on YouTube, but Mother has not been nice to me lately.
Yeah, but are we still calling it Mother now that a man owns it, or is YouTube trans?
I've been watching a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race, so my English is shifting. And it's on Paramount Plus too, so I can watch it over and over now. India has a lot of producers, big and small scale. I actually watch a lot of content of people in India too. So, and Korea as well. People in Korea love to sew.
Oh, little Babshka's watching some random Cali guy smoking his heart. Oh my God. Do you think it's the little Babshkas or is it the Gopniks? Because I can't see that many Babshkas like, niet, no smoky. Like, I don't see
There was a woman who subscribed, because it'll tell you every once in a while when someone's channel's open.
Right.
And she subscribed to me, and it was all, what I didn't know what language it was. She's from Russia, and I've been watching her channel for over 2 years, and I think she's still subscribed, but she sews. But her channel has changed because she's kind of showing like her life has changed. It's weird. Her life has changed because of the war.
It happens. Yeah.
So her channels, she's sewing and she's showing that they still have items in the grocery store. She's showing
it's
that.
Not what the media show. Yeah. They're like, we're not really hurting as much as everybody wants you to think. We're kind of okay.
And she does sewing and cooking. Let's just put it that way. She does a lot of sewing and cooking now. Which, one day I reserve the right to completely go to sewing and woodworking one day.
Yep.
Which coincidentally, I thought that the stitcher was a lathe because I've walked past so many thinking they were stitchers.
Hoping and dreaming. I was hoping and dreaming.
Thank you, Water. This is my saucer. I'm washing my other one. This one is probably meant to be a cereal bowl, but my local dollar store, back when it was still a dollar store, made not giant novelty coffee cups, which were probably for cereal. But I use it for coffee. Not disparaging potatoes either. Other things will probably be the end of me.
Oh, yeah, especially if the potato is in the liquid form of vodka. Yes, please.
Do you know what's so funny? I quit drinking, but I'm addicted to potatoes. I'm addicted to potatoes. And I make them
Yeah.
so unhealthy. I put bacon and sour cream and cheese.
Turkey,
I did.
bacon, protein
Oh,
squares, low-fat sour cream. You saved yourself 300 calories. This
I'm
is
so
not
scared.
educational.
If Isaiah ever saw a pig, I'm scared he might tackle that thing and be like, "Let's take this home. I know this magical animal."
I know this tastes yummy. Make it taste yummy.
soup mug. They were they were sold as novelty bowls, but I took them literal as coffee cups. Like my other one, the other one that's huge, that is 44 ounces, but like it wouldn't be to me, it's not anything else except for um a coffee mug because it's in the shape of a coffee mug. This makes me feel like a cat because it's a saucer.
You gotta stick your tongue out and lick like Odin does.
Oh,
We haven't been cat bombed yet. Wow, Loki must be really full from dinner.
my mashed potato secret is simple. At least a stick of butter and at least I have a cup of sour cream. I'm the
Can't.
same. I'm the
No,
same.
I mean, I get it. There's a part of my brain that was like, yes, please, I want to eat that. But then the part of me that is like, I don't want to be shaped like a beach ball is like, I cannot. I'm not tall enough. You individuals have at
Okay,
least
let's
9+ inches of mass that you can work with. I can't do that.
no, but let's be honest. Let's be real. It's funny we're talking about this lately. I've been overindulging, and I'm turning into a potato. And
Yeah,
it's because I've been I have a morning baked potato, and now I have a morning and night baked potato, and then all the other junk I eat throughout the day, and I've noticed how much weight I've gained.
yeah,
You
you
know,
can't do that. You can't do that. I can't do that shit. Maybe somebody else can, but I can't do that because I'm afraid of being obese. So I am fat phobic. Sorry, I am. I'm not your cat, Your Honor.
that was the greatest video. The videos like that is what brought me through the pandemic. Videos like that is what brought me through the plague.
Oh, sugars.
People that are 6'6" can stretch the butter out more than 4 foot.
Exactly. I'm 5'1" if I lie, so I'm more than 4'10". But yeah, I come from my grandma was like 4'10" ish, barely. So my
I'm awkward. I just start looking gradually pregnant. Like right now, I'm about a month and a half. Like I am not beach body ready, and it's hot already. Like people, we're already swimming here.
I know. We went to the lake and went kayaking. There was water in the lake to go kayaking. I got real estate to work
Absolutely.
with. I know exactly. I do not have that luxury, and my genetic line was, you will survive the famine. Do you look at calories? You will put them on. They will be muscle and they will be fat, but you will not be a beanpole.
I come from a long. On my mom's side, everyone are they are large people, and on my dad's side, they were extremely skinny people. So I'm a cross between both. But I'll tell you my real problem because I can't even blame pot because back when I would drink I ate even more and I was bigger when I drank. I want to say 25 pounds when I quit drinking.
Yeah, well, just the drinking will do that in and of itself.
Yeah. And but I would drink and then become a chef or go to a restaurant at 2 in the morning and
And
order.
yeah, and poor choices.
I've lost 35 pounds since New Year's. That's freaking awesome, skits. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
I found it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I only feel tall when I'm around 5 feet. I said this because my work boots, I have Wolverine boots. They make me huge. And like whenever I talk, my mom will look at me and she's like, "Have you grown?" She's my boss. My boss will look at me and she's like, "Have you grown?" I'm like, "No, it's literally my boots."
You think after
But it
all
makes
these
fun of
years
me.
she knows how tall you are? The question is, are you shrinking?
I think I
Frosted
watch
May
my
22nd. Oh, Kilroy, I feel your pain. Not this year, but there was one year. It was the like June 21st. There was snow up on the hills where I live in June one year. That was
oh. I don't know which one. I don't know if I love or hate either. The weather has just been gross here. And 2 years ago, I was like, I swear, I'm not gonna gripe about the weather. You know what? No, I reserve the right. I reserve the right. It's
to
been
complain
muggy.
every constantly.
Hold on. Where was today? Harvey Milk Day, Biological Maritime, Bacon Pizza Day. Shout out to all my buy a musical instrument. Where's today's
I was gonna
national
say
today's
I'm missing my day. T- Type in the chat if you can guess what day I'm representing that has not been mentioned
National
yet.
Crafts Day? Why? How come I didn't write down International Clown Day?
It's Goth Day, damn it!
Oh, today's Goth Day. That's right. No, today's like Clown Circus Day too, or something.
I missed that one. I just knew it was well. I
Oh, I
guess
thought you were.
Goth International Goth could be Clown Circus Day too.
It's literally right here. World Goth Day. Today is World Goth Day. Hold on, let's see. I remember baking up one of those turkey roasts in a bag when I was drunk. I used gravy, concentrate. I miss those days. I used to make omelets. I was a chef when I was drunk. I was a chef, and I'm lucky I didn't burn the house down because I drank whiskey. I saw a tweet in the list. It was something like, the other people exercise. My body says, ouch, we are running from the English again, Lassie. Don't worry. We'll keep you plump as a as a partridge so you can outlast them. Oh, that's funny. It's a human right to complain about the weather, I think. I try, the older I get, I try not to, but like we have extremes here. And I know I live in the high desert, so it'll be either extremely cold or I walk outside and it's 111 outside. And I'm like, what the
Or
F?
you go from like a 40-degree nighttime to 110 in the daytime, and then
Yeah,
back down again.
over it. Over it. And it's not even here yet, and I'm already over it.
Here.
My body can't take. I get sick every time the weather changes. I think that's what it is, and it makes me extremely like, get off my lawn, weather. Get off my lawn. But when I can't sleep, I do magnificent sewing. When I'm like at my like when I'm sick, it's I think it's because I can concentrate on something else besides obsessing over not feeling good.
Here, yeah.
Oh, that's awful. I forgot not feeling well. I get sick every time the weather changes. Let's see. Okay. So today is National Julie Day. And I know you hate watch me. And I just want to say, I don't like you either. And I hope you have a great life. And I'm glad that you just got married. But today is National Julie Day. I've known a few Julies. Today is Vanilla Pudding Day. Are you a vanilla pudding fan?
I prefer rice pudding myself, which is basically vanilla pudding.
Oh, Sherlock Holmes Day. Where are my Basil Rathbone fans at? You can watch all the old episodes on YouTube. See, I'm promoting YouTube, and we're fighting right now. But all the old school Sherlocks are on YouTube. I love them. I used to fall asleep to them, but I had to start watching something on my Paramount, so I started falling asleep to Star Trek again. I think that's awesome that you lost weight like that. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think it is. Just make sure that 1500, if make sure 1500 is sustainable. I would exercise more and eat a little bit more, but there's no advice here. We already went through that. I don't know anything about what I'm talking about ever. Yay, you're
I
having thunderstorms. Is that emoji?
it like
Rain.
well,
I
each
do.
device has a different emoji. It's so weird. Today,
Oh,
1942,
yes.
Ted. Wow. Do you know, in my circle of friends, if you're wearing a hoodie and glasses, we still call you Ted Kaczynski. 1500 sounds hungry. Do you like that? Okay, I'm gonna tell you that's another thing. Oh, that's awful. Thunderstorms. The older I get, I can't I don't ignore, but I eat like in order to kill hunger pains, I eat a lot of oranges. I eat plums. I eat what else do I eat? I've changed my munchies.
Good.
Says the guy who also bought a bunch of junk food today at the grocery store.
Oh, well, I'm not going to eat it because I have restraint. But next week, I have a discount Indian Lay's fancy imported potato chip to show off. I will not
Ooh.
eat it because I think eating on streams is weird. But I'll show off the baggie.
Do you think that's an age thing? Because I can tell someone's age by how they stream and the things that they do. Do you think because our generation, and I'm saying that because you and I are the exact same age ish, like our generation were beaten into submission. Do you think we have more respect because we were taught respect?
I think that is one of the things I do remember being taught, and I also just know like some people like mouth sounds and mouth eating things when you see it. Bombay mix. This one actually is in Hindi or the other dialects, so I don't actually know. I'm gonna have to get my dealer or my guy who knows a guy to help me out.
I actually fight for this, Waternay. I fight for this. I like force myself to have variety in my diet because I could easily eat the same thing over and over. I sit at the table and I'm like looking my son in the eye. I'm like, oh, these peas are so good. Oh, these are.
No, but
I
peas
don't.
are good though. You have to. I
Not the way
mean,
I make them. Too. I'm kidding.
yeah, because
They're
if
good.
you've
They
got
are.
cheese and bacon bits in your peas, of course it's going to be good with mayonnaise. But you
Well, no,
don't
it's.
need all that shit
I
to
don't
make it
put.
good.
I didn't start putting mayo on everything until I met European people. But I don't put mayo in my peas. I do not put mayo in my peas.
All right. Okay, fine. You can get a preview because you might not be here. I'll be right back with the snacks.
Oh, today in 1846, the Associated Press was founded. Wow. I still don't know if that's a great thing or. The snack dealer. We are food pushers here. We are
Oh,
food
the snack
pushers here.
dealer. Yeah. Okay. This is for you.
I think. Oh, hold on. I'll make it big.
These are Lay's Missy Com Crab Ross, and they've got pictures of things. And I'm not even gonna attempt to say. Oh, the lighting is super bad of what it is. But we were talking about these. This is the unopened bag. This is how the lobster crackers come in these giant sheets. Oh, they're so freaking good. Okay, enough of from my snack dealer.
Your new computer is amazing. Your new computer, it's awesome. It's
Shout
awesome.
out to Meta PCs. I will shill them forever because I think I can keep the case and just change out the equipment on the inside. I might become a computer fixer upper.
I think younger people see online things as very open, whereas older people were brought up with the idea that there is how you behave in public a thing and how you behave at home. I agree. I agree. Man, where I'm from, you would get slapped if you acted crazy in church or in public in general. you embarrassed your parents, you were gonna hear about it.
Good job. Yeah, awesome being a tracker, because if that works for you, that's completely awesome. So good work. Keep up the good work. You gotta make tape, man. Oh, of course you know these ones. Okay, good. I can't remember if I tried. You want lobster crackers? Well, just go to the. I think these are. Go to the local Japanese grocery store. They might have these. They're from Dragonfly. The ones with the
Oh, that's
lobster on the bottom.
I have another friend who likes that sort of regimented way of doing things. I I don't have discipline like that. I wish I did. Lay's chips suck. Sorry, not sorry. Then again, I'm in the snack capital of the world. You are.
Yeah, Hershey's. Yeah, but Hershey's chocolate isn't even good anymore.
I know we've already had this conversation a million times, but you guys probably still have Jolt and Surge and all that stuff that's illegal here in California. Where did you get
Probably.
those snacks? I love to try funky stuff.
Um, Actually, it's funny you should say that, because once it's all up and running, there will be a website where they will ship internationally. So I'll start shilling my snack dealer shortly.
I wonder if I still have any of my cheese popcorn. So I'm such a hoarder. Do you think I still have my cheese popcorn from last year in this room?
Of course you do, and it's going to be nasty and stale. I can't buy chips for home. The crunch is just too hard to resist. I know. The bad thing about knowing a guy who knows a guy who gets me interesting flavored things, I usually
Oh,
try not to have chips in the house. Here in
can I
Pennsylvania,
Amazon these?
I have a chip company that still fires their chips in lard, fries their chips in lard. Middlesworth,
Oh,
Helly Middlesworth. But it wouldn't be as good. We're gonna have to take a road trip, or flying is like stupid right now. Of course
Jolt!
we
I
have Jolt.
forgot about Jolt. All right,
Canada outlaws everything, but Canada still has Jolt Cola. Good job, Canada. You have your priorities straight.
I need to. Yeah, it's under the black t-shirts. Do you know what's funny, Butterfly? You're kind of not off. It's behind the flags, but same difference because behind this flag, behind these flags are two racks of four, and guess what's on them?
More. Let's go with sewing machines.
I'm a hoarder. I'm a hoarder, and I build racks to hide my hoarding. All right, let's see if the popcorn's back here.
Mrs. Vicky's used to Ms. Vicky's used to lard fry chips. They don't after hostesses bought them out. Oh. Don't need Jolt. Just go to the gas station, get a cup of coffee. That's nothing but espresso shots.
So
That
this
is
is
one of my
what.
tips.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, keep going.
Oh no, I was just catching up in the chat. We're all caught up.
Mrs. Vicky's. I forgot about. See, we should rename our streams to the eating hour. Oh, and while everyone's here, if you're enjoying my stream, you're only getting half of the story because every Sunday we stream on Phoenix's channel. So go subscribe and don't forget. I am obsessed with these chips. Hold on, with these chips. So when I lived in LA, like actual LA, I lived on 3rd and Loma in MacArthur Park, and they had some of the most unhealthy snacks I've ever seen in my life. And they had what was then called Chester's popcorn. And I can't believe I still have this stuff from last year.
Oh, if it's still in the bag, is it unopened? Then
Yeah, it's not
probably.
open.
Oh,
I
there's
got Texas. I got
You could
discouraged because some of them were box cuttered.
Oh, yeah, that's why they're less expensive than normal.
And this was like the 5th or 6th box I ordered because I'm crazy.
Who needs
And
that? I'm gonna have to go with that's like one box too many. I mean, 5 boxes
Isaiah
too
was
many.
like, Do you know? I always tell him, I'm like, "Hey, did you like blah blah blah?" And he's like, I will not be your accomplice." 'Cause I used to always tell him, "I need an accomplice. I need an accomplice," and he's like, "Bro, I refuse to be your accomplice now."
Well, that's good that he has some standards.
Frito Lay misses me. I forgot I had those. Those are
Beef
literally from like a year
tallow.
ago. The best
That's
French
okay.
fries I ever had were beef tallow. Man, I'm always busy Sunday afternoons. I miss half the shenanigans.
It's all right. I know replay crew's not as funny, and not everybody has time for that. I'm glad you just enjoy your Sundays. Fish and chips. Oh God, going to the Rainbow during Lent on
All
Fridays for
right.
fish and chips.
For the tubes, hold on, let me. Do you know what? Really quickly, I buy these and I need professional help. I need to stop buying these. And I use them for lining of hoods and stuff. I cannot stop buying quarters. I cannot stop. These are
Oh,
Day of the
fat
Dead
quarters.
quarters.
Oh, they're cute.
I
Oh,
have stacks of these stupid things. And this one was like 50 cents and it was the last one. I'm like, "Oh, you can come home with me.
they're
You're
so
just
cute.
lonely."
They're striped, right? Who's
Like
gonna quilt with you?
oops.
Yes, malt vinegar with a dash of low-fat mayonnaise, fat-free mayonnaise,
All right, let's
and
hold
good
on, make
tartar
myself.
sauce. Good tartar sauce. Mm.
Oh, now you guys are
Love
making
fish
me.
and chips. Oh, I read emoji language.
All right, so I'm gonna mute myself real quick, and I'm gonna taste it. But you'll know by my reaction if they're gross or not.
All right, let's do. I'm all set up for the live play-by-play.
Because some of these, the reason I got so angry is because, like, regardless of my impulsive behavior, I spend hard-earned money on this stuff, and if I don't get what I ordered, it makes me angry. I'm a Karen. Sue me.
Fair. Yes, malt vinegar does rock. All right, we have official muting. We have package being opened and smelled. Oh, they don't smell good. Something doesn't smell right. We have a first taste reaction. No, those are no longer good.
No
Not good.
taste. No taste.
Okay. Well, no taste is better than a not nice taste.
No, but it's weird because these are so good. They trigger the what's the pleasure zone of the brain? The frontal blah
Dopamine
blah blah.
receptors.
Yes. When I eat these things, I'm like, "Ooh, this is relapsing in some way. I don't know where. I don't know why."
I don't know what I'm relapsing to, but
There's no they have no taste or smell.
are you sick?
That's well, I knew that they were somewhere in there. Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
how's it going?
It's going all right. I just kind of come in. The first thing is like you sounds snorting a line of that stuff out of there. Like,
We've had our first official sniffing stream.
My personality comes out in ugly ways. The stuff I try to suppress.
Yeah, we know you like to sniff stuff.
That
don't stink.
still-
Don't.
it still smells like cologne. I will die on that hill. It's still whoever they must have dropped a bottle of cologne on it or something and been like, "I can't wear this. I can't wear this."
We'll leave it out in the sun and just let it like air out for the next 2 weeks.
I'm addicted. I love grilled cheese sandwiches because I'm addicted to red meat. I try to find non-meat alternatives, so I go off in the kitchen. I'm addicted to grilled cheese sandwiches.
Cats might like them.
Oh, that's true. We have crows around here too. What do you call that? A murder or a kill or
It's a group of it's a murder.
they live around here somewhere because there's a gang of them and they have a union.
A gang union.
What's the rate? Are they on strike with the Writers Guild right now?
Oh, LA is in turmoil. We are making all of our sheriffs show all their tattoos, and some cops are not showing up because they're being exposed for the gangs. The writers are on strike. all kinds of fun stuff. And they're marching every day. So you don't go near Hollywood. Don't go near LA.
Unless you can walk, unless you live there to be able to walk, do not drive.
No, the corn and the corn mix are fermented over time, not a trippy thing at all. I want grilled cheese too. Absolutely. It is a murder. It's just I painted a house a couple it's not necessarily in the same track, but it's like it's within walking distance. And I think that's where the crows live, in that area, because there were so many crows. It was eerie, but that's because I've watched too many movies. Like every dirtbag American before me and every dirtbag will after me. Cheap white bread and Kraft American cheese. Hey, no, I do that.
I call them protein squares in my house, and I get the generic ones. But yes, but I put the oven on, get the 45 calorie Sara Lee per slice bread, put some egg whites on it, cook it, then add your cheese, and then make tomato soup.
Ooh, the Canes must be losing because their coach is freaking out. Oh yeah, they lost.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag baby. Got tickets to
I hear that
So
he
how's it
really
go-
hated that song.
What song is
He's like,
that?
oh my god, that's the song, Teenage Dirtbag. No, wait. I think actually I could be thinking of something else. The song is similar to that. Like,
That's like Ray Parker Jr. I'm gonna say the song and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na.
no.
Ghostbusters. He sang that song. Ray Parker Jr. sang the Ghostbusters song. And most people don't know that he was in a band called Slave and he had more gold records than Elvis.
Wow.
But he's known for the Ghostbusters song, which is it's cheesy because that was the era. You know what I'm saying?
Ghostbusters is at least the first two.
Well,
Oh, the Bobby Brown song is the greatest song of all time. Are you kidding me?
there's the stuff that folks get commercially famous for, and then there's a difference between the work that they really loved making, and they're usually not the same thing.
Okay, as long as Kilroy doesn't shoot her grilled cheese, you couldn't give America more of a worse name than we already have.
I'm on board with that version of grilled cheese. So don't knock Kilroy's grilled cheese, especially when you used to get bread from the bakery, but government yellow cheese that was like fake Velveeta. Like, don't knock that shit.
A group of cows is called target practice, especially since they keep. Oh man, I live in cow. Like between Skits and I, it's cow country. There's cows everywhere.
It's fun. It's like, you know, I have a lot of like, you know, like I like cheese. It doesn't like me, but I like cheese. But like I have like, you know, smoked Gouda and Brie and Gruyere. But if you asked me to make a grilled cheese right now, I'd pull out a Kraft single because that's just how it's done.
It is.
Same.
White bread, Kraft single.
Yeah,
Butter.
mine's basically the same. No, I use the 0-calorie butter spray. Why have to worry about measuring out a tablespoon of butter when you can spray and have 0 calories and have the same flavor and taste the same shit?
My son talked me out of some weird garlic spread today because he said, "Oh, this is gonna clog your arteries and blah blah blah." And like, I'm mad now because I bet it was the greatest thing ever.
No, it was really gross. If it was the one that my human brought home in a bottle with a red lid, it was like the nastiest, like garlic butter in a jar. Ooh. Sorry, I hate vomit noise.
It was probably it was probably its cousin. It was like in a small container, but it was garlic butter, but it was white. And now I have that tongue stuck in my head.
Butter's not white.
He flipped it over and he's like, look at all these calories, look at blah blah blah. And I'm like, bruh,
there's no butter and no garlic in here. What are you doing?
I love that song. See, but I love that whole cheesy era. Smoked Gouda. I am obsessed with queso seco. It's just
Mm.
it literally translates to dry cheese, and it smells like feet. I'm obsessed with it. It's
I don't mind
Mexican
stinky cheese,
feta.
but queso fresco is but I like the fresh cheeses. Actually, no, I like a stinky blue cheese every day of the week. Yes, Kilroy, I like it's like blue cheese on wings. You just have to use Kraft American cheese. It's the law. Yes, I use Lucerne because Kraft is like way more expensive than the local knockoff. But yes, sorry, you ranch and blue cheese eaters. There's something wrong with you.
Oh, to be 19 again. To be 19. The neighbor kids, they're like 18, 19, and they're like hanging out, trying to hide smoking cigarettes in front of the house now.
But you're watching them on the camera. And you're
I
gonna be
am.
like,
I
"Oh,
am.
good job, parents." Look at that giant mat.
Good grief. That's huge.
That mat's
That's big.
huge.
Hold
And
on,
he's got
make it
huge
big.
tracks of cutting land.
Laugh a lot. I can't support non-American cheese. Won't sandwich shame.
Yes, no, it is
That's
classic
huge.
cheese. But it's like a whole bunch of protein for like 60 calories. So I call them protein squares and I just don't knock it. It's called a protein square. My diet coach, Coach Greg, told me so.
Skits, you're so smart because I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you in a second what
Your
I
baby
did.
one. We'll do a size off.
No, what I did is I put two together like a crazy person.
Oh, I thought you were going to show off your little baby green one so you could match colors.
That's just embarrassing. I'm just embarrassed at my lack of math skills. You know what's really funny? I can count my huge thing of coffee is in the way. And yes, I am actually subscribed to Scientific American. I actually I forgot
It's
that
a
was
good
there.
subscription.
But these are two mats put together. It works, but yours is that size. That's what I'm trying to say.
Just naturally bigger. You need two to take up the size of one.
It's desk
Mine
size.
is
That's awesome.
36 by. Where's the other measurement? Oh, mine's 36 by 25, 23. So I think mine's similar.
Oh, yeah, you're the same size as mine. Yeah.
And then I've
Fun
got
fact: I don't have a desk big enough to put it on. So.
No, it's called a kitchen table. That was my grandma's. That's my everything table.
It's a good idea, actually.
If you've got the real estate for it, I mean, she's moved.
So now I'm just
states
doing
and-
stuff on my bed.
Fair. Actually, my mother-in-law would pin stuff on the floor or onto beds. If you are careful with your scissors to know you're not going to cut your blankies. That's the only
But then you sew it. Like,
Right, then you fix everything. That's why it's make, do, and mend me, because you mend all the blankies you cut up during the year on accident. But I'm taking a break from doing the piecing to sew the lining. I thought I was going to interline this, but I think I'm just going to sew the pieces that are going to be the inside layer and then quilt them onto their respective pieces. And then I'm going to actually assemble the garment, I think, is my plan of attack for this project. Because did I know what I was doing getting into this? Absolutely not. I had this much of an idea and this much of dreams. And
Hi, Sydney.
hey, Sydney.
Are you drinking more coffee? And you're muted.
Now I'm going to have to pee. Just
You're muted, Godless.
Yeah. Oh, God. Hey,
Still muted.
Boomer.
I always ask myself, hey, William, why can't you ever figure out your microphone or sleep at night? Because I drink giant pots of coffee and talk into muted microphones.
I know, but at least you realized that you made a crappy decision and went back to the better microphone instead of that POS.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
still mad. I'm still mad. But I have.
Everyone was like, "Oh, the old mic was so much better."
Just, dude.
I feel like I'm at a sports arena.
I want to go dancing. Who's gonna take me out tonight? I don't know. Okay, never mind.
You can't hear me when I clap.
Oh, I missed the comment. Kilroy knows.
Yeah, you need some lime off or whatever to take the scale off of that.
Some nitric acid.
I don't play. I drink coffee. Like, I drink it to go to bed. I drink it in the morning. I really think that I would cease to exist if I stopped drinking coffee. I burn out coffee makers, so I get the Walmart ones, like the $30 ones.
Yeah, but the problem is the state of that carafe, not how well the coffee of drinking consumption might be an issue, but the state of that carafe is, I think, what we were complaining about.
Also, how strong do you make your coffee, man?
Stew. I make it
tar.
stew.
It's liquid. It's molten tar.
Honestly,
good man.
It's insulting.
That's how you should drink coffee.
If it looks like iced tea, it's insulting.
If it doesn't look and have the consistency of submarine paint, you didn't do it right.
Or deep mahogany.
Do you drink a lot of coffee, Skid?
Oh yeah. At work, it's the first thing I do is we have this like. It's funny. I work in a small place, and we have this industrial like 3-pot thing, and there's 4 of us there. 2 of us drink coffee.
Coffee is an emergency.
For real. And we go through it.
So if Godless is the play-by-play man, I guess Skits and me can be color commentary, and Phoenix can play the stadium organ.
I just took that the pretty human performing in the corner that nobody pays attention to, but I could do the organ and nobody can watch me. It's cool.
Do you know sign language?
No, I know the alphabet, but I don't know ASL. So
I've been falling in these weird channels. I've been falling into these weird videos of translators at rock shows.
Oh, yes.
Or there's one where because I'm old and I'm obsessed with New Edition, Ralph Tresvant ran down and he was dancing with the translator. There's a band that I watched they're pretty hardcore. They were rocking out with their translator. I wonder how much money a translator gets paid to rock out at a concert.
Probably not enough, but the perks would be super cool.
What wasn't there once the ASL translator it was at some political I think it was some political thing.
It was made it up.
Nothing.
It was the guy in Africa. So I actually know a lot about that. Well, not a lot, but first he got caught because in Africa, they shame you, they put you up. One day I will show you. I watched this channel. It's called Channels. It's a Nigerian channel. When you get arrested in Nigeria, they put you on television. They shame you, cuffed, and they slap you and make you tell your story on TV. I watch it live because I don't sleep. But
I wonder why.
The guy claimed to have a stroke because he knew. The guy was I was having a stroke. He had no training. He had no he just lied his way to literally be standing next to Barack Obama. I
wasn't doing ASL. I was just having a stroke and asking for help.
Oh, well, if they were in Nigeria, then it was Nigerian Sign Language, which is not American Sign Language. There are literally different languages. Everybody's spitting their shit.
It was gibberish. It was gibberish.
It's not the same, I'm not gonna even make that bad joke, but
have you seen the bearded fella translating Beyonce? No, but I've fallen into a trap of watching her newest concert. I think I just like her giant screen. I'm really not even that into Beyonce. She has this unreal sized screen, and she walks out in the middle. It's just entrancing, and I smoke a lot, so I'm easily entertained. Beyonce's concert, her European tour is amazing. If I had $800 to spend, says the guy who literally just wasted money buying a table.
And the crappy microphone. No, the table is one thing. It's the crappy microphone. I'm gonna shame you on for.
The
Oh,
table's
wow.
gonna make me money. No, the table, like I'm legitimately gonna start like doing stuff with the table. I'm stoked. The table, like that's like real Taylor stuff.
Yeah, that mic on the other.
Here's a question, Godless. If you had to go without one of your vices, smoking or drinking coffee, what would it
What
be?
about? No, we need a third option. What about sewing?
I'd go mentally
That's just
insane.
cruel.
I'd go mentor. No, see, like I need at least one obsessive habit. Like I still write. Like if you took writing away from me, my head might explode. I don't know. Like
You write. Like what do you
I
write?
do. I've been journaling since 1999, and I'm thinking about writing a book, but I might leave out some of the Hollywood stories. Just because I don't
Are
know
they
the
too
statute of
good?
limitations. I'm kidding. No,
Too hot for TV. Oh.
It
No,
started
it's
off
the fear of a defamation lawsuit.
it started off as something that like because I traveled around for a long time, and like I look at my journals and like I need to get a stenographer and a publisher because I'm getting old, and I've been journaling for 20 something years, you know. And I've changed. My writing style's changed. Everything's changed over the years, you know. And the hope is growth. Knocked water on your
That's all right. It gives it more character.
I drink instant coffee, but a biocarb solution should work to remove any acid left from. Okay, I'll clean my coffee pot. I know I'm gross with the coffee pot. I know.
Stop
I
making me
flashed my.
beat up Brunhilde with your disgustingness.
You know what's really funny? I'm actually extremely OCD in my kitchen, but I treat my coffee pots like they're
Shit.
a tool. They're a tool.
Tool. That's would you treat
A shitty tool.
Would you let a sewing machine look like that?
No. Coffee
Speaking of
isn't a vice,
maintenance,
it's a religion.
I got
And I'm
Stinger
a goddamn
oil.
Spanish
Hey.
Now that's a t-shirt, Kilroy. Now that's a t-shirt. You know why? And I also live by ain't nobody got time for that either. That is my middle name. It's Godless. Ain't nobody got time for that.
That was such a horribly great that she like that was just on plein air.
She deserves a plaque or a statue somewhere with standing in front of a fire. You know, I have to remind myself that I was a hardcore teenager. Like we partied when I was a kid. So watching these kids, I have to like remember that. Especially Mormon kids. They smoke and drink. I was raised Catholic. We were the same way. We were repressed, told we couldn't do stuff, so we were the worst. I will clean the pot. I have been shamed to clean the...
You've had your public shaming for the next 2 weeks.
Well, I'll be up all night anyways because I'm drinking the entire pot.
Well, then you can get into the kitchen, make handsome food, and scrub the shit out of that pot.
Whenever I'm done with live streams, I go in the kitchen and make like, you know, a gourmet meal.
Well, tonight you're gonna scrub.
My daughter mashed her into a toilet. Oh, now I know what you're talking about. Aw.
Oh my.
Coffee doesn't keep me awake. I'm one of those people. But the older I get, like I don't know. Now it's like a chicken or egg thing with me. I drink so much coffee. I don't know what would happen if I stopped drinking it.
You'd sleep.
Go through withdrawals.
Oh yeah, the headaches for like 2 weeks would probably be you'd be like trying to come off tobacco again.
Quitting smoking was oh, skids. Computer died, I bet.
Oh
Quitting
no! You gotta plug
smoking
that
was
shit
like real chemical drop. It was unreal. She was drunk and tripped. Hey.
My computer is acting up for some weird reason.
in. You need a Meta PC from Meta PCs, veteran-owned PC builders. It's a
Nice.
chunk of change, though. I mean, this is a very expensive piece of kit.
Yeah, my there's a still relatively decent computer. It just apparently gets hot as fuck sometimes.
I don't blame you, Ollie.
It's,
My
it's an
computer-
Alienware laptop. So.
I have 2 fans going in this room right now because I'm like sitting in the control room with all the monitors and everything in here.
That's a good idea. I'll turn on a fan.
Especially this time of year. That's why like I used to have other stuff in my closet, and I'm probably gonna put stuff back in the house because it gets so hot in this room. Like I'm surprised that my Chromebook is still running on the blind stitcher. Because when it reaches a certain temperature, it shuts right off. And StreamYard kills that computer.
So, what exactly is blind stitching?
So it stitches around the seam, and so it creates a seam, but you can't see it, and it stitches underneath it. Like look at your jeans. If you can't see the stitch, or actually look at a pair of Dockers. If you look at the pocket, that's a blind stitch.
Okay.
So it sews underneath to where you can't see it, but you like. I still need a serger though. I've been watching videos. I've been watching videos.
My serger's my other nightmare. Oh, go ahead, talk.
No, please, go ahead.
It is a way of finishing off the hem edges of items that does this 3, 4, 5 stitch interlocking pattern. Plus you can do some cute things with it, but it requires 4 spools of thread, so you have to thread 4 different things, and learning how to thread it is an art in and of itself, let alone the tension on all the threads through one needle. And you have a blade that cuts, so you also have to make sure you don't make your garment smaller than you thought by cutting off too much.
So you got to compensate, or at least know where it's going to be.
Yes, you do need to compensate. There are lots of compensation. Just don't use it. Just put it in a flat felled seam or a French seam.
You and your French seams.
No, I prefer a flat felled actually, because it's not. I like to do the flat felling on the outside, so it's nice and smooth on the inside. Because I like things to feel nice and not just look nice.
It stitches a line in the seam allowance, and does a little tiny bite in the part of your hemming too. It makes it so you can't see it right from the side. I swear, the more baked I get, the less I can see. There's like a direct correlation.
Put your reading glasses on.
I brought them out for a reason. I brought them out
because it's time to actually wear them.
Whoa, that is life in HD. It's so crazy how when I put these things on, I can actually see.
Oh God, just stop.
Point me like one of your French seams. Oh,
paint
Gilroy.
Me, not point.
Gilroy, you're going for quality.
Paint me like one of your French seams.
Oh,
I would prefer to paint you like a flat.
And he even had his glasses on.
Any day, baby.
That's how far away I am from my computer. I am far. I am like, it's far.
You need a 16-inch monitor like this new hunk of a beauty has. I can read everything.
16? Mine's like 36.
Well,
I have another monitor attached to my laptop. Like my laptop is attached to an HD.
I think my extra monitor is only 18, so it's not going to get me that much extra real estate. But yes, I have a beast.
Okay, so Butterfly, you're both right because this has the option to do both. So it's called 1-in-1 or 2-in-1. So the blind stitcher actually does both.
He needs Coke bottle glasses, like glasses is what he needs, but he needs the Coke bottle glasses in the original Coke recipe too,
There
I
you
think, right about now.
My boss keeps on threatening to like drag me to the eye doctor.
Well, they've lived with you for enough years. I would take their suggestions highly.
It's like the professor from Futurama. His glasses are like that thing.
Or, the Nutty Professor. Let's just do it. Bring it all the way back.
It's one of those sewing mind warp things. Butterfly, you do a magical fold in the fabric, sew it just right in spot, and then presto, blind hem. I've been watching videos and it is kind of like magic. I'm like, what are they doing? I have this machine and I'm like, what are they doing?
Do you believe in magic?
And we're on to the karaoke hour of the show.
Boy, that was early.
No, we're always. No, we're not even 2 hours in.
So
Today, shit, we are.
it's not bacon pizza. I can't even write my own reading. Today, I forgot. I kind of laughed when I saw this. And keep in mind, here in the Godless Sewing channel, we do not promote Bitcoin,
Anything?
whatever it is, or anything at all in any way, shape, or form. But today is
Skids Crashers Bitcoin.
pizza.
I'm sorry.
Bitcoin Pizza Day. Skids Crasher wants you to buy a pizza.
With Bitcoin.
I'm the dummy. You know what?
Today,
Really
Yes.
quickly, like we could never get mad at Skids Crasher's other Twitter because I'm the dummy who had a conversation with it. So I can't be mad at you. I had a conversation. I'm like, why is Skids trying to sell me stuff? He's never tried to sell me stuff. What the hell's going on?
Right.
That's how
At least
I
I'm
knew.
honest. In my descriptions, I say these are my affiliate links. If you click here, I have some financial gain. Like, I'm completely honest if I'm shilling on you.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Oh my
I
God, we're
speak
on
plain
your
English.
TV. Oh my God, I hope I look slender enough to be
Oh,
on
you
the
can actually
big
see my
screen. Am I
tattoos.
ready for my close-up?
yeah, like today, yeah, it was the day that that dude spent like what 10,000 Bitcoin on a couple of pizzas or something. Like,
Oh
that's why it's Bitcoin
yeah,
Pizza Day.
it
Yeah.
is. Yes, that's
Yeah.
why it is Bitcoin pizza. Yes.
Which
That's
would now
crazy.
be
You just
like
reminded.
some odd hundreds of millions of dollars worth.
I hope the pizza was good.
It was Papa John's, I think.
Oh God! Why didn't you go to your local pizza place and get like a
Never.
fancy bougie pizza instead of? Ugh.
It was the only place that accepted Bitcoin.
Oh God! Shit.
Of course it was. Yuck.
But I guess where is it in Costa Rica? That's one of their official currencies, so you can just go to like the taco shop or whatever the Costa Rican equivalent is and spend your bitcoins.
Tacos.
I need some better.
No,
Nope, that's
pictures.
not till tomorrow. It's not Taco Tuesday. It's Manic Monday.
I'm manically wanting a taco.
Speaking of spending like extremely large amounts of money, have you guys heard of Ja Morant? I can't say his name. I'm old, so I watch like Black Twitter. I'm all up trying to be hip and keep up on what's going on in the world. There's this young man who plays. He's in the NBA. He can't stop flashing a piece on camera.
Oh,
And-
we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah. Absolutely. It just trips me out. And I've been trying to find a good picture of this young man spent $50,000 at a strip club. And I want to show you. I liked Bitcoin when it was an actual currency. There's pictures. I messed up with my hemming feet. It took some practice, maybe some cursing too. Absolutely.
Yeah, the hemming feet, they are magical, but they I almost think you have to do your hems before you do your seaming because you can't hem over a fancy seam without having a jump and needing to go back and hand stitch stuff. So it does
Can you
change
see
the order
that?
of operations a little. We can. Oh my God! Look at you being a. Are we professionals? YouTubers
I'm trying.
here?
So Jay Moran, I want to show how much this doesn't even do justice. This is a better picture. Can you guys see that picture? I hate this new format. I don't know how to make it big.
Can
Is
you
that how I
just
make it
click on
big?
it and on the right hand side and
No.
say visit or
They're just showing me the story.
enlarge?
But
Ma-
that is security camera footage of $50,000 on the floor because he gave all of that to a stripper and changed her life.
Oh my, yeah, yes, please. If anybody wants to drop 50K on my Rumbles, please, I will not say no.
I'll,
Feet pics?
I'll
I don't
give
know. What do you
someone
want?
I'll give someone a
When I
lap dance
was,
for 50 grand.
I said that yesterday.
I
I'll work
might,
at it too. I will dance for real for 50 grand. I'll shake it and be sore the next day.
seriously, I'm like, what do you want in your face? Do you want a motorboat? Like, what can I do for you?
They made him get counseling after this. Like, I'm old school American. If you want to be crazy and spend 50 grand on a stripper, like, hey, you earned it, bro. If that's what you want to
Seriously,
spend your
that's
money
your
on,
money. You.
I'm old school.
It's got to be in the
But
Constitution somewhere.
Oh, do I? Oh.
when I lived in Portland, I found $3,000 and it changed my life. Imagine if somebody gave you 50 grand.
Oh,
Oh. Don't they force any guys to take classes specifically telling them what to do? So yes,
do now.
all guys, all of them.
Okay,
NFL,
here-
NBA, MLB.
Can you make me huge for a second? This is for skits. This is the Olfa. It's flat and the trigger is on the bottom. Well, this lighting is super terrible. So that disengages the safety mechanism. If you push it forwards, it engages it.
Okay.
And it kind of works left and right-handed, but it is really a right-handed tool. So sorry, all you southpaws, you'll need to tell me better tools.
The
And it's
evil
easy to
left-handed-
replace the blade, which is also helpful. Better than I think the black and yellow one is Fiskars, and you need to. Oh, and I just and we just
And that's how easy you can take them off.
I do that all the time. I do that all the time. And
It's 'cause
you know what?
need to hold it, and I don't like that as much.
I've taken a basic consensus of the chat, and it sounds like all of us would be there shaking our tail. I'd be there with a rake. I have a baseball rake. I would be there with my baseball rake, like take it all. Oh, for anyone who doesn't know what a baseball rake is, it's a rake for a baseball diamond, and it's triple the size of a normal rake. Because you're raking the whole diamond at once, basically. But this kid is flashed a. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I think Phoenix is regretting pushing that button.
Yeah, this is not the time to push the red button. Oh no, actually, it was super easy because there's a lock on the back side. But if I hold it, I can lock and unlock it from the
But
back.
this kid has flashed a piece in a car with his buddy, and like they were trying to be tough. You know what? I think back to the stupid stuff that my friends and I did. We weren't like that, but you know what? We did all kinds of stupid stuff. Like we hung out at malls, like we would act like idiots trying to impress girls. Like we weren't,
True, but our parents taught us if you had a piece, you don't flash it.
True. But we didn't have cameras though, like these kids.
That's also true, but we also didn't flash pieces.
No, I agree with you. I don't know. He's basically being canceled because he's hardcore. And he's not like cookie cutter like all the other guys in the NBA because most of those people have been groomed since children. And so they've gone.
And that's a whole other issue. And I agree that don't cancel folks even if they're dumb unless they're like actually breaking laws.
He just is making poor decisions and filming them, you know?
Yeah.
You can fold your pattern in half and cut it. Skits. You can fold your pattern in half and cut it and fold it if that helps. I do that for everything. I do that for everything, especially with my patterns. Patterns come that way, so you cut them half because most fabric is cut that way.
No, big enough that you can cut it on a fold.
Yeah. Trying to be tough just gets you killed. Nobody's learned from Tupac. You know what? That's the problem. My predecessor used to always tell me the problem about being a gunfighter is that everybody wants to fight you.
Right. Always
So
bring a knife to fights. No guns, just knives. No, sorry. I'm not sure.
we need some new Lenny Dykstra energy in sports again, folks who are certifiably nuts, but they are wizards at the sports, so nobody messes with them. Oh my gosh, Kilroy, I know Lenny Dykstra. I miss that whole with Dalton and Dykstra. I miss that whole era of baseball. Do you know that's back when like John Kruk, all those that whole era, those people were no joke. That was a different era. My dog's out barking at the cows now. He's so brave when there's a fence between him and the cows.
Isn't that always the way? They're always. Oh my gosh! So there's this feral cat who has lived at my place of when I work, not at my house. She must be 13 years old. She's a feral cat, and she, over the past couple of weeks, I made friend with one of her food handlers, and I actually have a snack sack at my office for her because, cats. She sat inside my office mewing at a blue jay just like my house cats do. She's like, I'm just gonna yell at you from the inside even though we were just yelling at you from the outside. She's like, I'm just gonna sit here on the nice floor and not the outside.
Blue Jays are so mean. Blue Jays are so mean.
They can be, true.
Around here, they have no predators, and there's all kinds of birds around here, and blue jays are the ones that the other birds do not mess with. We even get hawks around here. I've seen a blue jay take on a hawk.
I got a mama hawk
Damn.
nesting in the tree at my house, and the blue jays leave her alone. It's the crows that are like, I want to eat your babies.
We have all kinds of crazy birds around here because of the weather. Like people like
the birds from Canada are like, we can't live here in the winter time. We need warmer climes.
Oh, they're so beautiful. So we get birds, and I don't know if it was during 2020, but like I was in the direct path of the monarch butterfly migration. For 2 or 3 days, there were they almost blacked out the sky. There were so many of them.
Cute.
I have pictures of it. It was unreal. I'd walk outside and they just would like fly around you. Butterflies are crazy. Only when there's a fence between them. If there's no fence, he keeps his distance because dogs are smart. They're smarter than you think. I love videos like that when like dogs are barking at each other and they move the fence and then they kind of like, oh crud, we have to do something now. That's like humans. Humans are like that. As somebody who is confrontational, people will always bark when they think something's protecting them. But the second they realize it's just them and that person, they will magically try to get out of the situation. I'm astonished the monarchs go so far.
Get down to Mexico.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing, because I'm a stoner. I'd just go out there and be like, whoa. I love nature. I absolutely love nature. Are you a nature guy, Skids?
Yeah. I go on a lot of hikes. In fact, I'm just next week, actually a couple weeks. I'm going to be going up north. I forget exactly where, but we're going to be going camping for a few days. We're going to be hitting some hot springs and hanging out, and then probably about 3 days of doing that, and then we're going to head east and go to Reno and do the Reno thing for a few days.
I love and hate that place.
You're not crossing the border. Then I was going to say you can have a cocktail, but you're not crossing the border. It sounds like because you have that border.
So
I love and hate Reno.
Ooh, that's nice. Flash it again, baby.
Really quickly.
It
Butterfly,
works.
I was talking about the massive amount of butterflies. It was insane. We had millions and millions and millions of them. It was crazy. That is one heck of a pencil sharpener.
Well, I was noticing like, man, this pencil went dull real quick, and I was like, oh, I don't have a pencil sharpener. It's the only thing I could find. Well, without using sewing scissors, and I'm sure that's very frowned upon.
Yeah, you've seen the memes about what happens to people who use their sewing shears who a family member uses sewing shears on paper. They don't live very long.
Gilroy, I agree with you. One of the advantages that we have as a military in America is that we pick fights far away, so we could build a bunch of stuff at home and then go wage war there. We don't have to fight it here. That is an advantage that Americans have. We have exploited that.
We're just like, hello, Ukraine, the 51st state. What do you need? F-16s? Do you need money? Do you need armaments that we can't replace over the next 2 years? Hey, we got you covered.
You could migrate to see Godless and have a meetup. Actually, I'm probably going in that direction. I need to do a Portland tour again. I go every 10 years to remind people that I was rough and tough in my 20s, and I go there every 10 years to remind people that I'm still alive. I don't drink anymore, though. Actually, no, they have a gang of dispensaries and stuff there. I'll be fine. The willy wagtails here attack the wedge-tail eagles. Willy wagtails are, yeah, that's right, are about an ounce or two, and wedgie can carry away a sheep.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God, this is like the Monty Python skit about the swallows carrying coconuts.
Yeah, but I'll never forget, there was a shot of a bird in Australia that was carrying a shark, and they were like, this is the most Australian picture ever. Between my sun allergy and grass allergy, I just figured out I had today the outdoors is no longer for me.
Yeah,
I'm like that with extreme.
I'm so sorry. That's welcome to the world of vampires.
I'm gonna have to tell that boy the story about the boy who cried wolf. God, he screams like bloody murder in there, and one day something is gonna happen. He's gonna break his foot, and I'm not even gonna walk in there because
you're gonna be sewing it like
crawling into your. Nah, you're
exactly. Yeah, exactly. My dad was like that. He had a rule: if it wasn't broken, you just walk it off clipping it was. Can you hear him? He's screaming bloody murder in there.
Not tonight, but I have in the past, and I was like, is everything okay over there?
When he was doing his VR or whatever.
Well, better playing games than proselytizing.
He's doing really good in school. He's a good kid and he listens to me. If he didn't do any of that, I would have snapped and done it by now. So but do you know, let's have a talk. Well, how do you feel about people who publicly shame their children on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube? It's cringy to me. When people like, honestly, I've seen some videos that make me want to quit Twitter. No, Twitter is the absolute worst, where I'm like, I could have lived my entire life without seeing this.
I'm gonna have to go with it. Depends on what they're being. One, I've not seen these videos. B, I don't have living offspring, so I can't speak to parenting norms. But also, I think it depends on what they are being shamed for. If it's illegal and it's saving them from going to prison or juvie, then maybe not terrible. If it's just because to be an asshole, I might have some issues.
But do you think, I don't know, what do you think, Skits, before I go off?
I think that you could probably get the same effect of, be a disciplinary or whatever you're trying to get accomplished without putting something out there, like, especially nowadays, it's there forever. and like you can go back and just see, oh look, and kids are cruel, so you don't need to give them more ammunition for them to get bullied for something silly. I don't know. I'm just not a fan, especially as you said, like for parents who are doing it for clout or for the clicks or something like that.
It enrages me, and like I have blocked so many people just for showing those videos, and plus, like I don't know, it literally makes my heart sink. But I have a child with ASD, so my parenting style is a little bit different. I can't come at my child angry. I can't because he won't learn anything. But I think most people are like that. Maybe that's just me and my bias. There's good natured joking and also commiserating with people, but not actually shaming. The shaming is disgusting, and I think that's what I don't know. It's just one of those things. Virtue signaling has become it's out of control. If you do that, it's forever. Yes. What about jobs and relationships in the future? Absolutely. Especially when someone's name gets attached, they're stuck with that video forever. Unless you own it like me, like I'm a Karen. So deal with it.
Right. I was an adult before I decided to make stupid decisions on the internet.
Yeah. Well, when you pay your own bill, like I am my own like boss in a lot of ways. So people are like, I love it when people are like, I'm gonna get you fired of this, and I'm like, you can try. You can try.
Yep.
I want to talk to your manager. Hi.
Hello, welcome to the shop. How can I help you?
The best ever was a long time ago. I got a speeding ticket in the shop truck, and the cop was like besides himself. He's like, ooh, your boss is gonna be so mad. He's gonna be so angry and blah blah blah. And right when he handed me the ticket, he looks at me and he's like, what are you gonna do? And I looked at him and I was like, you know what? I've already forgiven myself. And I drove, and he stood there speechless, and I just drove off like, nice try, bud. Nice try.
Yeah.
I'm liking those patches. That makes me think of Bilbo, of the Bilbo robe that Shannon makes.
Yes, it is sort of fashioned by that, but I don't have 4x4 squares. I just am using my own scraps. But it is kind of a house coat. There was a lot of people made that like Bilbo. I'm just going as a quilted house coat. If it reminds folks of characters, awesome. But I'm not trying to be accurate or to cosplay, because I only cosplay myself because I'm enough of a weirdo. But thank you.
I kind of did the same thing with my Lucy coat. Like I copied the style, not the color. Like I liked the cut, so I just like made something that kind of looked like it, but not identical.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to stress myself out like that.
But I wear like I wear all this diabolical stuff that I make. I need to move to the ocean where people wear sweaters every day. I need to move closer to the ocean.
Actually, no. Oh, I was gonna run off real quick, but that makes me here. I'm gonna pop out for a hot second, and then I'll be back. And then I've got a question. Where's my clicker? There we go. BRB. Or at least I'm going to mute myself.
So what's going on in the world of I still can't believe I bought that machine. I still cannot believe that I bought this machine.
How much was it again?
It was a bill. And they wanted $130, but I paid $100 for it.
Oh, hey, Hands.
What are you eating?
I hope it's delicious.
And healthy and nutritious.
We went shopping. Those two. You know, like I still do that since I was a little kid. I go crazy on shopping day. Like when all of this is over, I'm gonna walk in the kitchen and go insane. Because it's a filled refrigerator. Shopping day is the best.
It really is.
I'm still mad I let a 13-year-old shame me out of garlic butter. Do you
Just imagine how delicious.
do you ever go to Little Caesars?
I try to avoid it. It is the least good pizza around here.
I allow a 13-year-old to make decisions sometimes. They have a garlic butter sauce that will end your life, but it tastes so good.
So good. It's the best part of Little Caesars. It really is.
I get a couple of them because I douse everything in it.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
So good.
you did Butterfly, but it's okay. He's too popular for us now.
He's too cool.
He's getting huge on his Oculus. You know what it is I think my son sees how unhealthy I am, and he's like, you need to stop these habits now. He's just observant. I saw a recipe for garlic. Ooh. Make some garlic butter. I do make my own because especially like when I eat a lot of crab because I'm crazy, and I eat a lot of like salmon. I'll eat imitation salmon. I love fish. Are you a fish eater?
Oh yeah. Big fan.
Oh, I'm obsessed. I'll eat even the smelly fish from the ocean. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll fry anything.
Oh, I had some nice halibut the other night. Oh, forget about it.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. And you know, when I went north, I didn't even know what a walleye was, but it tastes good. There was all kinds of stuff that I had never had before. But here on the West Coast, we eat a gang of Alaskan pollock because that's the most fished fish in the ocean, you know.
Yeah, just where we haven't nearly fished to extinction quite yet.
Smelly fish from the ocean. So, as somebody who grew up in this valley city setting, I really had never experienced going to the farm, going to the ocean, and actually pulling it out. So for me, my experiences with farm animals and fish in the beginning were they smelled bad. They taste good, but they stink.
It's like just bring it to me prepared, thank you.
Walleye is amazing. Even red mullet. I'll eat red mullet. To all my Soca Caribbean people, I love red mullet. I'm one of those weird people. I'll try anything from any culture, even though I'm allergic to everything. Like, I'll try it once. All I need is some Tylenol and an EpiPen, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, for real. Have an emergency room pretty nearby just in case, and be all right.
There's only like a couple of times where I'm like, hey, is the room spinning? So there's some cultures I would not do well in.
Yeah, I'm fairly open when it comes to my diet. There's a few things that I won't eat just because of health concerns more than anything. Not that it grosses me out necessarily, but like you don't want to eat brains of a lot of things because prions are a thing, and you don't want to mess with those. Like mad cow disease and the likes. But I mean, and certain parts of the digestive tract, tend to stay away from. But I'm fairly open.
All right, let me get the cell phone that isn't working right now. Well, not when I say working, I mean like not online. What is it called? What fruit?
Oh, the durian. Yeah, the durian fruit.
Is it gross?
It's remarkably subjective. Some people say it's delicious. Some people say it smells like rotting socks that have been left in the garage for 3 weeks and then covered in mustard.
I am obsessed with smelly cheesecake. I love Gouda and I love queso seco. And queso seco smells like old socks. So I'll try anything more.
Like a lot of people say it tastes nothing like it smells. Like
it looks like something that would be on Stargate Atlantis on a different planet.
Oh yeah, they look trippy as hell.
I would walk right past it. I wouldn't even think it would be edible. That's so funny. If I saw it just hanging from a tree, I'd be like, "Oh, that's weird."
The
I'm
inside
a
of it are
fish
pretty weird
snob.
too.
Working in the industry for years, I've learned what the best fish were. I'll eat almost if you fry it, put some cracker meal on it. I'll eat anything. I keep
Fair.
trying, but it never tastes good. They smell horrific. Look, Phoenix is having a glass of Colt 45.
I was wondering what she was drinking actually. It looks delicious. I'll spill it. Yeah, what's the secret? Come on.
It smells like an eggy fart. You guys are not selling this for me at all. I can
Yeah.
smell it now. I can smell it. I can smell it. That's gross. Oh, that's gross.
Yeah. Yeah, some people like it. Not so much.
I tasted alligator on a dare and it was good. I had Rocky Mountain oysters to gross people out because my ex-wife and I were on a quest to gross each other out and they were good. We were like eye to eye. But I think people do that just to F with Californians. Because once they see our IDs, they start giving us a hard time. I was in Severance, Colorado.
Severance.
Shout out. No, I've traveled. I've done my fair share of travel. It's kind of it's one of those places where like I walked in with my ex-wife and you could literally hear the needle scratch where they were like, and then 20 minutes later I'm friends with everybody in the room, you know. Same in Detroit Lake, Oregon. I walked into a bar with about I don't know, about 40 bikers. And they were like all staring at me. It was really uncomfortable. I put on Hotel California, started singing. Every man in that room was my friend by the end of that song. We were like, you know, singing the song, you know.
Oh, look at that poor mentally ill man.
You know what it is they're like, this guy's not scared of me, you know.
No, yeah. I mean,
I'm not, you know, I have a frying pan rule. And this is what like made me a non-believer of everything. Like, I don't care if the freaking walls are moving, if the cabinets are opening and closing. If I'm not getting hit in the head of the frying pan, I'm going to bed. And that goes in life. Like if you're not, I'm tactile. If you're not physically hitting me, like you can say anything you want. I'm just gonna laugh in your face.
and besides the dude, who doesn't who doesn't like the Eagles? Like,
I hate the effing yeah. That's all. I made friends on that song. I made friends. I love. You know what's so funny? I live my life very much in a Lebowski way, but I absolutely love the effing Eagles. Victim of love. Do you want to? I'm not that ripped, but we can start the singing portion.
Phoenix and I tried to start earlier, but
I love that song. I absolutely love that song. Victim of love, I see you're broke. I was on vacation. They kept swearing you had to try black pepper ice cream at this particular rest. So I tried it. It tasted like frozen Alfredo sauce. Ew.
that sounds absolutely awful. Absolutely awful.
Phoenix, you're muted. You know, I grew up extremely Hispanic, and I can't believe I'm admitting this. I think flan is gross.
Oh.
I don't like it.
The texture's a little weird for me.
There you are, Phoenix.
I know. I was gonna say. I know. Brunhilde lets me know when I'm here.
I thought you were still on a phone call or something.
No, fortunately, no. I just had to take care of some other necessities, and it wasn't a phone call this time. But no, I said awesome to Kilroy for putting on nylons at almost bedtime for World Goth Day. Go to bed is my solution for everything. What was I? Oh,
That's my.
I was talking about root beer floats and beer floats with this Alfredo sauce ice cream. Skits is thinking really hard about this beer float idea.
Hey, everybody, it's my biggest fan. And look at his thumbnail. He's trying to clown me, but it's kind of an honor that you went out of your way to make your thumbnail
I love it.
Yeah,
how
but
it's like
Target's not a
fans off.
thumbnail.
Oh, whatever it is. I like fans. The butterfly is fluttering away. Have a great night, butterflies. Great seeing you.
I just popped off my pop filter.
Your
It
butt
reminds me
filter.
Pop filter.
when I was a kid, we'd go to a lot of Mexican restaurants because I grew up very Hispanic, but I just always thought I'm a texture guy. Flan is gross.
It has a weird snotty like I don't know.
It's-
Yeah.
It's eggy jello
Yeah.
with cinnamon on top.
You've never. Oh, yeah. Flan is like scrambled eggs, but custardy pudding, like from
Yes.
Mexico.
It's gelatin
Mexico.
custard though. Avocado from Mexico.
Mexico.
Oh, I know that one. Oh, I know that
Oh,
jingle.
I know.
I am that one.
Around here, they play that commercial. Those people make money around here.
For
That's why-
real.
okay, I never knew how much people hated people who ate avocados until I got online. Like, why? Like, calling someone avocado eating around here is just calling them normal. Like, everyone eats avocados around here.
Here too.
What's wrong with
except for the
avocado
folks-
toast?
Well, if you're have an anaphylactic or histamine reaction to avocados, not so great.
Sucks to be you.
Oh, bitch!
It's considered to be liberal. It's considered to be a liberal thing. And like Suella Breverman in the UK, she was talking trash about somebody and she called them the tofu, avocado, and toast eating wokarati.
Oh God, she
Hokarati.
left out the soy boy.
And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But again, I live in a place where I eat more. I eat the food that's from my region, and because I live in LA, like I eat stuff from around the world. I love Armenian food, Filipino food. I love you name it. I love their food. So
I love
didn't know
food.
That.
Just
Yeah, I do.
I'm a fan.
I like to eat
Man.
shit.
I love food from around the world. I don't care where you're from. Your food tastes good.
Can I put it in my face?
I didn't know that people like eating avocados was political. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I just eat them, bro.
Man.
I just eat them.
No, but I do get it because where I grew up, way back in the time of dinosaurs and glaciers, we didn't have avocado where I lived when I was really little, and it wasn't until much later that it became a thing to be able to even have an avocado at the grocery store. Like, that was not a normal grocery or public market thing I could get my hands on.
Alibaba, if no one has told you today, you're hilarious.
Right?
I drink maple syrup for breakfast.
Can you ship me like a 50-gallon drum of maple syrup so I can just like hotbox myself in maple syrup? That was weird.
Why do people shame people for doing things that are good, enjoyable? Avocados, fruity cocktails, bags for men. To me, it's a cultural thing. I grew up eating avocados. Wasn't even a question. Like fish, it weirds me out when people are like, oh, I don't like fish. I grew up in a house where people are like, this is what we're having for dinner. And I eventually liked fish.
You're like, shut up and eat, kid.
Fun fact: avocados are one of the weird things that wouldn't exist to this day if it weren't for human intervention. Because it's one of the few things on Earth that actually ate avocados and processed them whole through their system to use the seeds was the giant sloth. And once those disappeared, that was the only natural way that they would do the avocado process. So
I just want to translate for a second. What Skits is actually saying is they ate the fruit whole and shit out the seeds so they could move them around.
exactly.
The ants kind of do that with the sunflowers. I planted sunflowers 11 years ago and have not planted, and they come back in abundance every year. I eat avocado with salt and pepper and Worcestershire sauce. Ooh, I have all of those. I might try that combo. I have all of those, Dave. My friend has 100-liter vat of maple syrup. He makes a lot. I had a friend like that. He used to hoard gas, but all that happened is he went to jail. He tried to make his own gas station during 2020, and he went to jail.
Wow, I saw like they tried that bit on Trailer Park Boys. I didn't know that was a real thing.
Central California, actually. I was going to say Northern California, but Phoenix is here.
I'll call you out, homie.
Central California. I know somebody who did that. A good friend of mine. I won't say where their aunts. See, that is so lame in America. We use our identifiers by where their ancestors are from, but to me, they're from Pomona. But if you ask them, they'll say, I'm Persian. Bro, you're from Pomona. Like, it's okay. But they want to, I don't know. Where I'm from, if you ask my family, like people on the Hispanic side, what are you? They'll say they're Basque because it sounds sexy. My grandfather's last name was Basque. Okay. But if you look at the records, his family was in Mexico for over 600 years. And my grandfather was the one who came from Mexico to America, was the first one. Well, with his family. So for 600 years, my family was in Mexico. Do you know what that makes them? That makes them Mexican.
Mexican.
But because my cousins look like you two, they both say, "Oh, we're Basque. We're Basque," because they don't look like Mexican, like the stereotypical Mexican. You know.
I think they get more sun than I do. They probably don't look quite this vampirish.
You're darker than my mom.
What?
My mom,
She's
my dad
fragile
was
human.
like my. Oh yeah, my mom is allergic to the sun. She we dress alike. She rocks long sleeves when the sun's out. I wear long sleeves when the sun's out.
I just don't go out in the sun. So.
Preserves your skin. I wear big hats, but I'm outside all the time, so I have to protect my skin. Make your own gas station, like one of those business ideas. Really, yeah.
Right.
I'm
They
not
sell the
kidding you.
pumps from the Sears and Roebuck catalog. You know, you could just go back to like 1932 and be like, hey, I'm going to build my own gas station.
A friend of mine was this really rich kid who had the most gangster cousins on earth, and they went to jail. They made their own gas station. Shout out to Stockton, California. Shout out to Stockton.
God.
Oh, I lived
That
there. It was
place.
it's the only place I've ever lived where if your car didn't get broken into, then you need to get a better job. It was almost insulting if they didn't try to break in your car.
Well, we should next week we'll talk about this new Kia Hyundai lawsuit resolution, because I think it has to do with about that class action because their cars were too easy to break into. But I need
The
to
pop
get
door challenge on TikTok ruined Kias, because there's in the African American community there's this thing called the pop door boys. Man, I keep my ear to the streets. And those are basically kids who steal cars, and unfortunately this particular brand are just so easy to break into. Pop door boys are big around here too, and it's not people of color, but I live in a place that's more Caucasian and Hispanic people. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, that's real. I'd sue them too.
Fucking A.
You didn't tell me you can get in my car with a spoon.
You just ask my car and just opens up. Like, what the fuck?
I didn't know
That's
that
why
you
I
owned
kept
a
on-
Tesla.
Yeah, right. No, unfortunately.
That's why
No,
I keep
I
on
don't
saying,
want
hey, it's okay to be average. You don't need to say your uncle's, cousin's, sister's, nephew's dog is a king.
No, just my guy who knows a guy is like flexes like we don't run in circles the way these people flex.
It just trips me out. Like I always see this in America. Like we claim to be everything. We claim to be everything, and like we'll say what our ancestors were, and like it just makes me laugh. It makes us sound cooler than saying you're from Duluth, Minnesota. Like you're cool. Like if you're from Boca Raton, you're cool. Washington, I've been all up and down Washington State. I liked it. It's kind of like the Twilight movie. I would move there if it wasn't if I hadn't lived there.
It's all not like not like Twilight. That's just
I know.
the
I said that on
coast.
purpose. I said that on
Puget
purpose.
Sound is not like that, but you can. Oh my God! Don't get me started about this whole Bill Gates Epstein Island debacle thing that's come down over the past couple of days. Skits, what are your thoughts?
Last couple of days? No, I haven't heard anything recently.
Oh, okay, there's, yeah.
Water
I knew about Epstein Island, but
oof. Sorry. What about Epstein Island?
Oh, I guess Bill Gates had his own like funny code name when he was down there. I don't know. The whole thing is weird. All right, we're off a bit, but it still makes me laugh that Stephen Hawking's. There's pictures of him with Epstein on the island. That's Oh,
I said this yesterday.
I don't know. You did,
Stephen
and
Hawking loved strip clubs. In the UK, he was famous. You could Google it right now.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, he loved women.
And women loved his money and his brain, his gigantic brain.
Oh, Stephen Hawking frequented strip clubs, and he was very famous in the UK for it.
I did not know this. I feel it was like the day I went to the bar and saw my yoga teacher doing shots of tequila and smoking American spirits. Like it.
Okay, so first, Waternay hit me with a double violation yellow card. I feel like I'm on a soccer field. I got a yellow card. And the Godless Troll is actually right on this one. Stephen Hawking is a known pervert.
Okay, that is
known.
Wow,
like known pervert. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I was the lone vampire who just like.
Maybe that's why he rode around in a wheelchair all the time to be glad.
We can no. Okay, he really was disabled, so I think that may be a line too far. But everything else, I'm like, that's creepy.
I'm gonna Google it now. I didn't want to. I'm gonna mute myself because I don't want you to hear what my Google search is gonna be.
All right.
Yeah, but judging at least from the Snopes article, like I guess he was there for at least what they say is less sinister. It was they had a few scientists there for a scientific conference that Epstein paid for.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel like everything is suspect. They're the same with like the Biden family shell companies. Like, what did the Bidens make or do besides have companies with interesting co-owners? It's like I'm curious now, and I feel uncomfortable. Can we make populism great again?
So he technically could. He was functional even for the disease he had. It doesn't affect that part.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he had a couple of kids.
Yeah, he did. But didn't he have it before? He like motor neuron. I just can't say it.
Oh, the upper motor neuron disease, or which one?
Before it took over.
Yeah, because that is in the brain. So yeah, doesn't, depending on when the onset is, doesn't necessarily affect how the downstairs works.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I actually like made it halfway through the movie and I turned it off because I knew his life story. So all the stuff right before he got sick was really interesting, but everything after that, I was like, okay, I know that I was alive. It's different. Like I am stuck in the past, but it's different when I was alive during the period in which this person was because it doesn't seem old to me. Is that weird? Like he doesn't
No,
seem.
no, and I think maybe that's where my glitch is because my whole conceptual recollection of him as a human was post illness onset. Like I don't know about
Yep.
this genius hornball who
Yep.
was like, "Oh, your brain is so big. I need to just like get on this big giant brain."
He had a stripper habit until he died. So I'm not surprised he was found on Rapey Island at all. Epstein couldn't buy a bottle of Coke, and I think he was doing something shady. He messed with the wrong Clinton, though. See, Epstein's problem was that he messed with the Clinton mafia, and if you go up against them, you magically disappear.
Oh yeah, you disappear and you have this odd suicide SI habit that it doesn't make any sense because
People got mad at me.
Feuds don't happen that way.
I got like people got mad at me during the election when I said they were like oh, it's Trump or Clinton, and people were all mad. I was like, at least you know what kind of gangster you're getting when you vote for Hillary Clinton. At least you know they're both racketeer. They both do racketeering, but at least you know if you mess with Hillary Clinton, like you're gonna off yourself.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton.
The Kilroy,
And you-
you know, Epstein couldn't buy a bottle of Coke. He just could always talk to the Koch brothers, you know.
Yeah, the KOCH ones and get hooked up with the COKE.
Legitimately, I thought that they owned. Sorry, I am walking, talking like Shaun of the Dead. That's how I live my life. Like I am in my own freaking fog. I put my shoes on sometimes, and I'm like, wow, it's amazing how I got here.
Don't make me break out my new pin that says "I'm not crying, I'm just laughing down my legs." No, that's how that goes.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I know.
Is that where you cry from?
I might be laughing from my leg in a minute. I've had too much coffee.
Have I been doing it wrong this whole time?
Oh God, I'm gonna choke. Oh my God, you folks, you're too much tonight. You're too much.
Says
I'm
the
gonna have to
person.
touch my lips up.
Depends on
So-
the shoes. Do you? What's that? Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna like so. How much TLC is gonna be needed to get that your new toy up and running? Or
I'm gonna have to take the top casing off and oil everything. I'm gonna have to decal, take all the rust off because you can't make
Okay.
clothes with rust. I'm gonna have to take all the pieces off, and you can.
Fair.
But you'll-
You're ironing. Who needs to eat? Who needs to be ironed or anemic? You're just so close with rusty tools.
Inquiring minds would like to know, what lipstick are you wearing?
This
I know that probably
is.
does.
That's so funny. This is the Gerard Cosmetics. It's a metal matte grape crush, and I think Emily D. Baker might have some promo codes for Gerard Cosmetics. And this lipstick, I don't love it. Their eye primer is honestly worth the $20. And I'm glad I got it 50% off because there's sometimes great sales at Gerard. But their Jen Gerard's eye primer kind of is the shit. I love it. It lasts, and you can hula hoop and sweat for hours. You can sew and scream for days, and that your eye makeup will still look fleek, or whatever the kids are saying these days. I don't know what the new word is of the day.
Radical.
I need it. Who's a parent of an adolescent who can help me with the right words?
Fuck, like I can't even understand my kid.
That's why I need you to tell us what the new words of the day are. Is it da bomb anymore? Is it fleek? Is it flack? I don't get it. I don't own I don't own
To
teenagers.
own a child.
I don't own a child. I'm not financially responsible for a two-legged bipedal individual.
It's funny you say that because I had to go be a parent right now and be like, you take a shower and you eat too much kale. Go eat a chocolate sundae or ice cream
Dude,
sundae or
no.
something.
If they're not getting kidney stones, you cannot have too much kale. Not medical, legal, financial. There's no advice here. If you learn something, I'm sorry.
My son
you came to the wrong channel.
He is literally Lily Munster. Like my ex-wife, like we are the monsters. We are the real life monsters. And my son walks in like, I eat kale.
I didn't do fishnets either. I just have black sparkly leggings on with my cat feet socks. They have paws and
Meow.
nails.
And nails.
I still say I
call
still say the
claws.
bomb. That's the bomb. I still say that.
Duh bomb. Just not
I
on an
don't.
airplane.
You know what? Okay, so straight fire and no cap are beyond my pay grade. But I'm from the valley. I grew up saying dude and bro, and honestly,
Bruh.
being on stream, I had to stop saying and like, because I would say it for every time I stopped, I would say and like.
Yeah, that's like saying there's certain things that you have to train yourself out of. And I know, I'm sorry if I do this weird clicky mouthy thing. I hate it and I know it, and nobody's like yelled at me for it, but I know I do it sometimes and it bugs me. So I'm trying to train myself out of it.
No judgment. If you see on my bloopers, that's why I put my my all right, because I didn't realize how much I say all right.
All right, all right, all right.
Like I always say.
Literally, that's my like silence killer is all right.
Yeah, that's when you just shut your mouth and just wait. It's actually okay to just shut your mouth.
I would have trained myself to not say a.
Oh, hey.
I have a question.
Canadians.
Who has an answer?
Do people call each other hoser, or is that just from Strange Brew?
Isn't it
my cousin
Great
and I-
movie.
And I don't know.
Great movie. When we were kids, my cousin and I went through about a year where we were called, "Hey, hoser, what's up, hoser? Get out of here,
What's up, hoser?"
hoser!" Like we harassed each other. Speaking of monsters, can somebody please give me an Addams Family house? Oh, I would get lost. I would get lost. Portland
God.
has Addams Family, and San Francisco has Addams Family style houses still. And Astoria.
No, but the East Coast has too. All of those great, with the Victorian houses that haven't been torn down with the gingerbread molding that may or may not have been stops on the Underground Railroad. They are just fantastic, but I hope the East Coast isn't destroying their history like the West Coast is, because we don't have a lot of history, and we're like, yay, build a McMansion or some apartment complexes because we don't appreciate anything old and beautiful.
No one is a hoser, you hoser head.
You hose head. Put your glasses on.
Do you know what the funny thing is? Every time you guys say that, it reminds me of when I was in the 4th grade, and a doctor sat me down. He was like, "Look, bro, if you wear your glasses, you won't need them as an adult." And I did not listen to him. I did not listen to him.
Well, then us yelling at you is all on you now. It's all on you. You did this to yourself. And
I grew up in the era of bullies. I was a Boy Scout up until the 6th grade, and I remember telling my pops, like, I don't feel like running home every day. I'm not on the track team. Sorry. It's a different time. San Francisco has Addams Family houses on the outside with Jetsons on the inside. True. That's why there was so much money.
I'm just saying it'll cost you $37 million for a shack.
I knew someone in 2001 was paying $7,000 a month to get a view of the Golden Gate Bridge.
I'll just put a picture on my wall for that. Just put it out. I can get a picture and stream it to my not TV that's as tall as I am, long as I am tall.
It was I stayed at her apartment and everything. It was crazy. It was crazy real estate, but like it wasn't worth that much. It was just one big giant living room with a bathroom and a bedroom half the size of this room.
Jesus.
I don't have enough room for my 4 sewing machines.
God, can you imagine having to like have the space for all of Godless Sewing machines in San Francisco? You know how much that would cost?
Oh my god, I don't have $1 million to burn on rent a month. No thanks.
I think about that all the time. Because I would love, like, if San Francisco ever cleans itself up. I miss San Francisco. My dream was to live there, but I could never, even now with a decent job, I wouldn't.
No,
I can't afford.
Why would you want to live in a city where you need a map where people throw poop smears on the street?
Okay, I say this with love because like, I'm biased when people talk trash about California. There's a YouTuber that I watch who is a man who moved from New York to San Francisco years ago. He's a semi-famous YouTuber. He flat out admitted that San Francisco has fallen down a hole, and it has become
a big shithole.
It has become unsafe. And I'm telling you, one time I went to Haight-Ashbury. I smoked some purple stuff, lost my car. I walked up to a taxi driver. He helped me drive around for 3 hours and find my car for free. Like San Francisco, like, and this guy could have literally taken me to the river and put me out of my misery.
He could have Shanghaied you.
I'm sure he thought about it.
Right? It's like, I know there's a boat going up from the wharf tomorrow at 3:30 a.m. We just need a couple hours.
San Francisco was something else back in the day. Like, honestly, that was like my place. Like it was so peaceful, so nice. And then the millionaires, like, I don't know. I can't even say, just the world changed. It wasn't the hippy dippy residue rubbed off. So it's sad to see that.
Gun toting exceptionally two-way money grubbers.
That was my city. That was like my love. Like every time I ever quit life and was like, I'm going somewhere, I'd always get in my car and go to San Francisco. Every time.
No, mine's always to go to the circus, which is why it's in my living room.
But now in my adult era, if I wouldn't move to I wouldn't move there. I would move outside of the city, but I wouldn't move to San Francisco. But there's a lot of major cities
safer than the New York City metro, because that's like fallen by the wayside hard.
I think it depends on where you live, though. Like, okay, it's all like people. We always argue about this because it's all about demographics. Like, I live in a place that's mainly Caucasian people, so it's mainly Caucasian people who go to jail around here.
Funny how that works.
like when people jokingly talk about Cadillac converters being stolen, like mine's more likely to get stolen from some 19-year-old kid on meth.
Yeah, mine too.
Those are
I
just
still
the
have
statistics.
a car with a catalytic converter.
Oh my God.
I'm looking at my camera right now. I bring it up and I'm looking at my camera right now. Like, I dare you, kid. I dare you.
I work for a federal agency, and one day we got back. I got to work, and some motherfucker stole the catalytic converter off of a federal vehicle.
Oh God! All the paperwork.
Yeah. Do you know how long it took me to get my car back? Well, their
6
car
months.
back. And about 6 months actually. And whoever committed that crime committed a federal crime doing it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's so messed up. But when you're on drugs, you don't care. When you're on real drugs, you don't care.
It's not like you didn't have like the logo signs to be like, we're a federal vehicle, so they probably I'm not.
Well, the license plate does say U.S. government.
But they might have not even realized that their car were going to be worse than they thought because they didn't know what they were getting into.
Do you know what's so funny? You'd see that skits like my eyes are trained. Well, because we have a lot of undercovers on the highway here, because the CHP does not play in LA. My eyes are trained for that. If the plate is completely white, I know it's a federal. It's property of the state or the feds, because we all have tags.
Yep.
But feds don't need tags.
We know.
Because we get a lot of La Migra around here too, which is immigration for non-Spanish speaking people. And the immigration, they come in like 4 vans, and you know it's them because it's federal plates. San Francisco is what happens when you put all of one popular industry in one place, have no care for affordable housing. I agree. Really quickly, Phoenix, sorry. If anyone has ever seen a movie called The Last Black Man of San Francisco, that is literally happening to me right now, because I basically inherited a house in a gentrified area, and I'm like one of the last people that of just being around homeowners. Everybody, no one else around here is a homeowner except for all my buddies over 70 are. They've lived here,
Oh,
It's sad.
It is sad because homeownership, if you're an immigrant family to this country, you're like, oh, we're going to own a home and have something to give on. And now it's like, I don't have $100,000 to pay for a down payment plus all the payment bullshit nonsense. Like, that was a pipe dream. I feel like I got sold. Hey, hands.
You know what? It's also a different era, though, because in the 1970s, you could work at Burger King and take your family on Hawaiian vacations.
Yeah, not where I lived from, but yeah.
My, it was just inflation.
It was close. I mean, right, when you go from California to Hawaii, it's only 15,000
That is true.
miles. No.
Like, it's even like where I live, it's cheaper to go to Australia because it's a straight shot from where I live, Hey, let me ask you.
Now I'm going to have to learn more tricks. This is like turning into the battle of the hands.
Oh, when he was a little kid, because I'm a hover dad, when I drop him off, I do shadow puppets, and all the kids were so mesmerized. Aw.
No.
Shout out to all the staff who never said a word because they reeked of pot. Shout out to all the staff. People are my heroes.
They probably reeked of pot too.
You just couldn't smell it because you. Never mind.
Well, actually, one I know for a fact because she lives on the next block, and because my son doesn't go to the school and no one around here knows who she is. She smokes in her car all the time, and I don't blame her. Life's hard. I don't blame her. Life's hard. I see her all the time, and she'll sit there. See, but we're open about it around here because it's legal. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Someone stole my Cadillac converter while I was on vacation. Go back and tried to go somewhere, and it was like pushing a lawnmower. Oh my god, I'm so scared of that. Because I'm so in my own little world. I'm so scared of getting in my truck and being like, why is my car bouncing all of a sudden?
Like I was just thinking the other day, like I just found I was being sent to another state for training, and I was like, oh, whatever, no big deal. But it was like, oh wait, that's like a week in another state, and it's not like I can bring anything with me on an airplane. I'm like, okay, and I'm going to a state. I'm going to Arizona, so I'm like, I don't know how they feel about weed, but come to find out they're okay.
Yeah, it's become semi-legal there. I used to say it's not because they've become an extremely conservative state, but half my family lives there, and I have 2 or 3 cousins that their blood type is marijuana. They can't get out of bed with that. So
buy it when you get there. Don't you still?
Yeah.
it might be legal where you're ending up, but in that in between space is still not. It was weird in Chicago at O'Hare Airport. They have these dump stations for like dump your marijuana here, and I'm like, who would like actually be on film dumping stuff in the airport is creepy, but
If I
they
created those
actually had
boxes,
stations for that.
oh, I have so many ideas. If I started that program, would it be illegal if I just kept all the drugs?
Right?
That
I would just set one up in front of the airport.
right, don't tag it. Just be like some anonymous, like weird
It's
logo
No,
collective.
thing
because
that
like
quasi is like something.gov and be like,
my
no,
local,
not I'm not. Feds don't no TLAs after me. Us.
really quickly, good luck to anyone who tries to steal my Cadillac converter. It doesn't have one. I have a Ruger 1022 and really good aim. They want free handouts at Thai Airport. Oh, I
I
completely
don't want
forgot what
Thai
I was
food.
going to say.
I no fud Thai right now. I'm full. I ate dinner already.
So did I, but still.
No McMuffins around
Oh,
here.
that's what I was
This
going
is
to
cutting
say.
season.
It's weird how 1A and 2A and small government peoples are the same as the no marijuana can't love who. I don't.
I'm gonna have to disagree with this because I think I'm for the first two, and I'm still like, bring on the ganja. So, I sorry for pussy blocking.
Oh yeah.
I think part of the problem is when, like, Arizona is becoming. Oh, my signal's fading.
Okay, I was wondering, is it me?
There we go. Arizona has become a weird turf state. So they've lost their brains. They're more concerned about politics. Arizona has become more conservative than Texas. And that's hard. You have to try to do that, you know?
Yeah, Texas is relatively purple, by comparison.
Arizona. I lived in Arizona in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was DMX moved out there and he kind of described it the best. He's like, where else can I ride ATVs and shoot AK-47s?
Fair.
And that's what Arizona was basically when I lived there. But I moved straight from Arizona to like literally Los Angeles, like the Spanish speaking part. So it was culture shock. Well, there's people who believe in freedom of speech and right to carry, and then there are 2A. Know what I mean?
So Second Amendment people, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's fair. I mean,
But what, like,
there's I guess
I don't
gun
know
nuts
what.
versus.
I grew up around gun nuts who were semi-liberal in a way. Well, and my dad was conservative. My mom's super liberal, and she's a gun nut too. She's still in the NRA, still to this very day. She pays her dues. I have all of her stickers and patches. I have 2 lifelong NRA patches. The one was my dad, and the other one was my mom's.
My dad also is a life NRA member, but
Matter of fact, where's my patch box? It's like within grabbing.
Oh my! You should just do a vest or a pair of pants that's just your oldest to your newest NRA patches, or you could just put it on muslin and just sew the patches and then cut the shapes out, or the.
I even like my pops had this old ratty hat he wore all the time. I cut the NRA out of the hat. That's not a bad idea, Phoenix. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think just to be cheeky and funny, I think it would just be funny.
My Palin, I'm surprised my Palin shirt didn't get me canceled yesterday. Kilroy almost had a heart attack probably when they turned
sure?
it and saw my Palin shirt. I have some controversial clothes.
I got a patch.
Oh, that's awesome. Hold on, let me make you big. What is that?
It's what they do at a typical military funeral with the bayonet and rifle, boots and helmet.
Sorry, I
Oh,
need my
did
glasses.
you have
I need my
another
glasses.
one?
I have a couple of them actually.
Oh, may they live long in Rhodesia.
That's awesome. That's absolutely
No,
that's
that's probably
awesome.
not the right words. I'm just picking out random bullshit.
I'm all for 1A and 2A for legal weed and accepting people for who they are. I wish Australia had the First and Second Amendments here along with legal weed. I feel so sorry for Australians because what a lot of people don't know, during the COVID lockdowns, the police took over Australia. It was hard to watch. It was hard to watch. I watched these kids literally get arrested on the beach for breaking curfew. They sent the military and a helicopter and the cops to arrest 4
Jesus
kids for
Christ.
breaking curfew.
Seems a bit excessive. I think they were bored.
It's for real.
Everybody
Because
was bored.
we were hanging out and the cops would drive by and wave. And the cops are aggressive here. And we started partying like it was the 80s on the front lawn again.
It's 1999.
Oh, I guess because I live my own little world. What is the difference between, like, okay, someone says they're 1A, 2A. Is that a dog whistle for, like, I'm these other issues? Because I'm all for freedom of speech and all of that, but I want to be able to smoke a J at a pride parade wearing a cape.
No, I think it actually means on some levels you're for all of that stuff. I think it's just gotten convoluted with dogma from other places, because if you're actually pro 1A and 2A, like, open carry, say what you want at the pride parade with your chaps and nothing else on and your cowboy boots and a hat. Like, I made the mistake of making a U-turn on a military base that took 4 cars of MPs and a gate guard. And that is actually mostly 9/11 because they didn't have gate guards at the VA until after 9/11.
Yeah,
VAs were just like hospitals. Oh, sorry, honey.
Oh,
No,
I was
sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
military installations. Yeah, like security wasn't nearly as what it was, before as it was after 9/11.
I have 2
Like,
sides to this. I think 2 sides to this. One time, a long time ago, on one of my million trips to Vegas, I pulled over on the Edwards Air Force side of the road and took a pee. They pulled up and they were like, "Stop what you're doing." My body was like, "Yes, sir." And I got in my car and I drove off. And they literally said, "Go on the other side of the road. We don't have, that's not our property." But on a certain side of the road, man, Edwards Air Force Base goes for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of miles. I learned a lesson that day. Okay. Grew up in a military family. I waffle on both sides because I'm a free spirit. But these people who film themselves going to Area 51, I'm surprised. I think the military should shoot them and put them up as an example. Don't come near our base. But I'm hardcore in that sense. Like, if you go poke the bear, don't be surprised if the bear eats you. Because I see video of people running up on military bases, and I'm like, you are mentally insane, bro. Like, you're crazy. Don't challenge the people with weapons.
I was
Oh,
protesting outside of a military installation once, and there was a line, right? It was painted on the ground, and you cross that line, they would arrest you.
mhm.
And we had this little old lady who was, was walking and talking and just was not paying attention, and she stepped 1 foot over that line. And they tackled that old broad, and I'm like, damn.
They don't play. They don't play. I've seen. I was there when Rage Against the Machine played at the DNC, and I watched the cops beat up everybody. I was so idealistic back then in the year 2000.
Oh, we were all young and dumb.
A free Rage concert? Are you kidding me? Let's go yell at politicians. Heck yeah. And go get maced by the cops? Oh.
Rules on parade.
You know, it's so
I
funny.
know, and
That's
they
the
turned out
song
to be the biggest sellouts most recently.
ever,
Oh,
ever. But that's the song we all got beat up to.
yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah. Still to this day, every time I hear it, I think of the LAPD. I don't know if that was their trigger song. I don't know if that was like their like MK Ultra, like, okay, let's go. But this blue wave came down. They were like, stop resisting, as they're just wailing people. Just
That's so hilarious because that's exactly
oh
what we
yeah.
were trained to say when we beat people, and it was
Yeah.
like, stop resisting as you hit them with your baton. Stop resisting.
What are you doing, bro? Like no one's resisting. You're just hitting people, dude.
Like,
No one's
ah!
resisting. Also, to this day, that is like that song is a trigger, dude. It takes me right back every time.
Ellie's right. There's some places, if there's live ammo drills going on, you don't want to be on the wrong side of the range if you don't know where you're going.
Like I said, like just like they're the thin line that keeps fascism or whatever you want to call it from taking over. So if you want to have a base, just tell me which side of the road I can pee on in peace.
Fair.
Just put a sign up next time is all I'm saying. Like I'll respect your authority, man. Just
make
put a
the
sign
orange
up, bro.
paint thicker and deeper than last time, so we really know, because we're dumb now. We need bigger markings.
I go back there to this day. There's a sign there now, just from guys, pee over there.
Right. If you need to take a piss or a shit, do not stop here. Cross the
And I
road,
was out in the
honey.
middle. I was out in the middle of the desert. Like Edwards does not play. They do not play. Freedom of speech is one. I live by this. Freedom of speech is one thing. Freedom of consequences is another. I grew up in a world of consequences. So the whole internet world today, I clash with a lot of things with today's world because I came from a world of consequences. But do you think the more bad things happen, do you think that will make us fascists? Because we keep on saying, oh, why we need more police, or we need more this, or we need more that. Do you think that's going to harm us in the end?
Yeah. No, you made the wrong one big.
Giggity. Those are cool.
These are
Those are awesome.
Pasanki designs. When my baby lock was not my Harley and being a bitch.
I have quite a few Harleys in this garage.
I love her, but I hate her.
They just mean freedom of speech and right to carry your gun. The 1A means incite full hate speech. Okay. But in by old school American law, you kind of do have the right to have hate speech, and the government has to protect you. You have the right to go on the street and protest. Whether they enforce that law or not is different. But we're the only country in the world where you can legally fly a Swazi or fly like pick any dictator. Like you could fly a hammer and sickle and not go to jail for it.
You have the right to be an asshole in this country, and as much as I dislike it for a lot of personal, heartfelt reasons, 1A is here to protect the speech I hate the most, not the speech I like the most.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm old school. I think even my enemies have the right to scream how much they hate me. I don't care. Like, if you're not physically harming me, like, go right ahead. It doesn't bother me.
No, I don't have to listen. I can turn you off. I can switch the station. I can mute you. I can do whatever.
I have a really good friend who got popular for doing popular things, and she told me, she's like, once I hit the block, she's like, once I hit the block button, this person doesn't exist. And that like resonated with me. I was like, you know what? Because we live in this digital world, but once you block someone and they can't contact you, like they literally do not exist anymore, because you were never going to meet them in the first place.
Unless they're Trump.
I'm not going to meet Trump either. I'm not that fancy, and I'm too old for him.
He wouldn't come within 100 miles of this place.
No, I'm not fancy enough. I don't shop at Bergdorf Goodman. I don't have money. I can't flex like that.
Do you know Marjorie? Taylor Greene and Matt Getz came here, and they almost started a riot in Venice.
Oh God! Oh my God! Did you hear about her and what's his face from New York City today? They're like pissy fighting.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh, he's like this black representative from New York City, and he's like kind of being an asshole on some of his interactions with a number of humans, and MTG is like, you seeing this stuff about me is like, oh, because he called her a white supremacist, and she was like, that's like calling a black person a N-word, and she's like, I'm not having any of this. And
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
gosh, I bet people lost it on Twitter.
oh,
Really?
I'm sure. And
Yes,
she's
agreed,
like,
agreed.
because she's like, yeah, he was actually being nasty, and I don't know how to think about it.
I agree with you, but I will say, at least where I live, it's people of color who are being murdered the most. Trans people of color who are like being murdered the most, and that's a cliche thing that people say all the time, to the point where it makes me angry when people say it. But I feel like it's not said enough, and that's at least where I live.
It's true, but
Because
you
they're also
can't
used as
use a currently protected class if you're a predator and think you're going to get away with it, because that's also happening right now, and that makes me uncomfortable also.
I agree with you, but predators hide in every category. I
Yeah,
think men who become gynecologists are weird. Let's put it out there. I think
fair.
Fair.
how many sociopaths become cops, doctors, how many people who crave control. So it doesn't matter.
Politicians.
Yeah,
Yes, all of the above. Yes.
I think you should get like anyone who says I want to be a politician. I think you should get a psychological evaluation.
I
Every
want to
time
be
a
a
little kid.
politician.
Exactly. Every time a little kid, I want to be president of the United States. Get that kid into a psych hospital.
Yeah. So hand him a book. So you want to rule the world, Timmy?
Oh no, this is the art of war from Lao Tzu.
I, and because I think about it all the time, like, and if you think about it, in today's world, we're all protected class. There is no such thing as protected class anymore. There's no, like, as someone who has grown up in the special needs world, which is quite literally in my mind the only protected class for people who have diseases, people who are born with disabilities, but that's a different argument for a different day. Sociopaths come in all shapes and sizes. Look, they're busting cops right now who are like, we're not gang members, but they have gang tattoos. Like,
Right. That's why.
sociopathic.
That's like yesterday with like choosing to be morbidly obese is not a protected class. I'm sorry, honey.
Oh
I'm
man, you'd fit right into my
fatphobic. I'm
family.
sorry.
No, there's
Yeah.
nothing. Like I said,
Uh,
I saw my brother. He traumatized me when I saw my brother. Go ahead, Skids.
I was gonna say, like, when I was in, my law enforcement time, like, granted they weren't gang tattoos, but on more than one occasion we see Confederate flags and other white supremacist type stuff on law enforcement tattoos.
Exactly. And here they're trying to get rid of those guys because it's become a problem because people no longer respect the authority of the police, and they're using that as an example, and it's killing the credibility of the police because they are what the people are saying that they are. And I'm not saying all police are like that, but around here, we have allowed our police to be dictators in Southern California, and they've ran wild.
Yeah.
And you know what?
That's
As someone
true.
like my uncle was a sheriff. He was the biggest a-hole I've ever met in my entire life, but he was not on the take. He was the most honest guy on the job. He cheated on his wife, but I don't like.
Somebody who's not completely
I don't like
honest.
the guy. I don't like the guy, but he forced gumped a bunch of people in Nam, and he was an honest cop. In his personal life, he was a complete loser, but in his professional life, he did everything that he was supposed to do.
He
Yeah.
wasn't the biggest asshole on the street.
Yeah,
You
one of the biggest things is being fair, firm, and consistent.
exactly. And you know it's so funny.
Oh, the three F's. That's like the four F's of gallbladder disease.
I pride myself on my consistency, but I was raised by military people. Like I am spot on consistent.
Don't worry, Skits. You don't have any of those four F's. They would get us canceled.
Anyone inciting violence should be arrested. That's not freedom of speech. It's wanting freedom from consequences. Okay, but I agree with you 1,000%, but where's that line? I agree with you 1,000%.
Yeah, like there's the fighting words doctrine of the exemption of the First Amendment, which I think it's weird.
Definitely.
They can limit speech based off of whether or not it is likely to have retaliatory effects or something like that.
Yeah, we shouldn't be basing one person's speech on what somebody else who's a weirdo is going to do with what somebody says. Because that's on them in the end. That's the whole Alex Jones debacle. Like, yeah, he may have said some unsavory things, but you chose to be an asshole afterwards. That's on you, not on him. I fully support their right
Alex
to say
Jones.
it, but go ahead.
Go ahead. No, please go ahead.
I was just reading the comments. So.
I'm not looking. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. I fully support their right to say it, but I don't agree with it. And I don't like them using the noble cause of freedom of speech to dog whistle their hate.
I agree. But like in America, you have the right to say the most see that's the problem with modern day freedom of speech. It clashes with emotions because you have the right to say anything you want. That's the old school way, and the person would just have to take it, you know. And unfortunately, we don't live in a world like that. Like at least where I live, you can scream any racial thing. You could literally pull a Die Hard and put a sandwich board on and go on a street corner and say something horrible on it, and it's not illegal.
No, and it should be that way because speech means people are going to get butt hurt, and it sucks, and I can't protect you from your feelings of what people are going to say. That's on you and your experiences and how you interface with the world, but people are going to shit on us. And I think it's also this understanding of, I mean, when I was 18, I went to music school. Oh, that's a cute patch.
Cute NRA patch.
I was kidding. I was just like, oh, that is. I like the colors. I was like, that's cute.
I was not kidding. I have quite a few of these Lifetime members ones, but this one's actually from the 90s.
Wow.
I have quite a few.
Yeah, thanks for saving me about my tirade of like, I think. Oh, because there's a difference between being able to accept constructive criticism and feeling personally offended by what people say to you, and they're not the same. Like when your music teacher tells you you're not in tune, that is not a character flaw. That's a like you can't do this skill well, and they're not the same.
Where's that?
Those are different critiques. I
agree, but I grew up in a place of consequences, so I'm a bad example because I grew up in a world of consequences. I believe people should have them, but if I didn't, maybe I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a very like structured environment, so I feel that if you cause something, you should bear the consequences of your actions. But in today's world, as you become an adult, you realize that's not how the world works.
Well, right, but I think the youth need to be sold on that lie because right now they are dumb and lead with their feelings and not with what their skills are.
I agree with you. Where's that where's that line? And I always ask that question as devil's advocate because, like, I'm not impressed with today's youth. I'm from the 90s. They considered it the most violent generation. No way.
Okay, right. I'm gonna fight you.
peaceful.
Actually, I'm gonna fight you because your internet
Yes.
sucks. Because Skits is good, but you're laggy as shit.
For real.
What's that? What's that?
Internet sucks.
Oh, it does. My internet does suck. And I went full Karen, and there's nothing I can do.
Mine's tripping. I'm not even hardwired. It's just my beauty. Meta PCs. If you have dough to spend and don't want to support big tech, order from Meta PCs. Affiliate link soon to come.
I just have
It's my,
gigabit internet.
It's the signal. It's the stinking signal spectrum.
Yeah, mine's good until it's completely just like last week cuts out.
Do you know, honestly, like when the power went out last night, I kind of was like, I felt relieved. And it's always trippy because the power goes out. I walk outside and I can see the stars.
Light pollution. It's a
I
real
love that.
problem.
And like my son's freaking out. And I'm like, bro, look at the North Star. Look at the moon. Look how beautiful this is right now. Like, let's enjoy this.
Right.
know?
You don't have to proselytize through your oracle through the Church of Mormonism. It's okay, kid.
Oh my
Gosh,
God.
I bet it was what the great like the big Los Angeles blackout, way back when, way back when, and the police department was getting flooded with phone calls of this weird glow in the sky, and this was the first time they've ever seen the Milky Way.
Oh yeah,
like,
oh that's real.
oh my
That's
God.
real. There's actually a spot where people pull over going to Vegas because most people from LA have never seen the swash of the Milky Way. We haven't. I do it all the time.
Even where I am, I didn't know you could see it that far south. No, I
It's
mean
out
the
in the
Northern
middle of the
Lights.
desert.
Sorry, wrong. Astrolot. Wrong.
We are in
feature.
the Milky Way.
When you go out in the middle of the desert, there's no light pollution whatsoever, and it's literally just you and nature.
Nice.
I
Bring your
missed that
telescope.
drive. I've been talking about it so much. I need to go do it. My ex-wife was actually asking me yesterday. She's like, what's the legality if we take Isaiah to Vegas? She was basically saying, will you babysit so I can gamble?
We can go together. We just can't. We have to offset who's on the casino floor at one time.
Well, ever since I quit,
or something.
ever since I quit drinking, I get volunteered as the DD for everything.
Fair.
Because I'm the
That
only
sucks.
sober guy.
Sober
So they're
guy
like-
who takes another hit from the.
Well, they're like, oh, well, I'm the one that can drive,
Stop mimicking me, Skits.
I'll say it. This is one thing I learned on the internet. Where I was like, wow, I am California sober. I am the definition that thereof. I didn't even know that was a thing. And then somebody was like, you're California sober. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I Googled it and I was like, yes, I am.
And I'm crossfaded. Oh.
I didn't even know that was a thing,
God,
People hate
yeah,
Californians so much. Oh, go ahead, Skip.
I was just reminded when I was in college, and I didn't go to college at the typical age, like normal people. I did the army thing and some other stuff, and so I was in my 30s, and like I'm going to a college party, and more power to them. They were very cool with it, especially since I brought a freaking
You're the only one legal enough to buy booze.
That too, but I also brought a shit ton of weed, and but like I was talking to them, and like they're like, oh man, I'm so crossfaded, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what this means. Like, and they're like, oh, I'm the old guy they have to explain their freaking slang to. Great. But apparently just means you're high and drunk at the same time.
You know what? I still call people. I call everyone brother, and people
Me too.
think they're like, "Are you Hulk Hogan?" I'm like, "Get out of here! Out! Out! Out!"
Brother.
I do. Oh, thanks, brother. Oh, that's okay, brother. I got it. It's just it's a neat. It's right up there with and or like. It's just a knee jerk
You know,
reaction.
you
Well,
know.
it's real bad. Like for me, like so in the army, everybody's name was written on their shirt.
Mhm.
When I got out and did law enforcement, everybody's name was written on their shirt. And then after that, nobody's name was written on their shirt.
Could you please put a sticky with your name tag on it so I know who you are on the upper left-hand side so I know where to look because it's standard.
Exactly. So I always call people brother, bro, sup, my dude. Like, 'cause I'm
All
so bad with
accepted,
names.
but buddy or my guy is offensive. And I'm not saying it's racist, but I consider it racist.
I know
You call me my
default
guy?
to honey because I'm a girl. I'm a lady by some standards, and I can get
Some
away with
standards?
honey, except some people don't like that.
I've
I know we're not.
always considered calling a woman honey disrespectful.
Yeah,
At least- I
but
guess
you're
it's all
not a
tough.
girl. If you had a
Like, if it's a term of endearment to somebody that you know and love,
no, I
It's
grew
still
up
kinda
in
weird.
diner culture where the waitress always called you honey, regardless of who they were talking to. It was hey hun, hey honey, and
it's like sweetie, right? Like,
yes, yes.
I don't like sweetie either. I'll
My
tell
name is
you,
Inigo Montoya.
I love that line. I love that line. I am looking for the six-fingered man. You killed my father.
Oh my God, Kilroy, this
okay.
house code is going to be amazing.
So how do you feel? I used to hang out with somebody that would call me honey and sweetie, and it would make me feel uncomfortable. And it was a guy, and he was not. He claimed to be straight, but he would always call me honey and sweetie. So at that point, it made me feel, and I know I could suplex this person, so it wasn't a power thing.
that's just weird to say.
Thank you. And he claimed, like, if you're batting for the same team and you call me honey and sweetie, I'll tell you we're either dating or I'm going to tell you to kick rocks. But if you're a straight guy and you're calling me honey and sweetie, it's weird.
Yeah.
I guess I just have a different perspective because I play for all the teams and none of the teams, and being a petite human with chesticles, I just learned it was okay to call people like that until I was like, oh, that's right, it's not okay. And I
It's
have
also
to unlearn it.
also different, I guess. Like, because when I, especially in the South, or you go to a restaurant and they, the waitress would call, they call the guy sweetie, and the female sweetie. It's just, I guess it's just not socially the norm for guys to call other guys heterosexually sweetie.
And
It's just,
that I can understand and get that context. Because I can get away with it, but I think you folks might not be able to get away with it as easily because I'm cute and petite and tiny and fit in your pocket.
Exactly. I wouldn't even react if you called me honey or sweetie. I'd be like,
pocket
"Ah."
size, and people are like, "Oh, of course! Why wouldn't you say that to me?"
I have a
They'd
feeling
be
if I called the
offended
wrong
if
person.
I didn't call them sweetie. Sorry, yes, I talked
No,
over
no, no,
you.
I'm sorry. No, it was me. My bad. I was if I feeling if I called the wrong person sweetie here, I'd get a left cross, to the jaw.
You know what, honestly, Skits, in 99 cent stores, someone said buddy to me on a wrong day, and I was like, oh, that's not my name. I am not your buddy. And like,
I'm not your buddy, guy.
he totally freaked out. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. There's actually a neighbor that used to say that, and I was like, my name's William. And now he just looks at me like cross-eyed. See, some people say it's a derogatory thing. And out of respect, if someone was like, oh, that's my name, then you would just say, hey, hi, William. So it is context. I guess it is context.
It is true because I always thought calling somebody buddy felt like I would never have called somebody buddy unless I was like stepping up and like getting ready for fisticuffs. Like
That's
that.
how I talk to children. Come here, buddy.
that
All right,
right,
buddy.
Okay,
Come here,
yeah,
Doc.
yeah. I call my kid bud all the time.
Me
yeah.
too. That's how I talk to like little children. So if you talk, you know what? It's like that scene in Men in Black when Will Smith's like, "All right, my name's not Bud, dude, bro." Like, and he's like, "Whatever, champ."
Yes, I am the champion.
I guess it is
Oh, man.
context. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, would you put up with someone you're not doing calling you sweetie and honey? And it was a straight guy. What if you went to work and someone you work with just the next day was like, "Hey, honey." Oh, it's okay, sweetie.
You could not get away with that in my office building, regardless of the gender. That just would
In my
not
job,
fly.
we'd be in the parking lot scrapping at my job.
It's like, once I'm done with this lathe, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
I have zero tolerance though. See, that's my problem because I have a really high voice and a sunny disposition. I have zero tolerance. So when you cross that line, I instantly snap on you. And I'm like, that is not my mother effing name, you know. So people know I'm a Venus flytrap. I look pretty, but I bite.
No, that's where. Oh no, what's my words? Never.
I've had to learn to ask people not to do things because I instantly go from zero to, "Oh, do you know? You didn't know I was crazy. You didn't know. You about to fight."
Yeah. Oh no, that's where I go into like Viper and Black Widow mode. But
I had a client who, and it was, very nice of her to, she's like, apparently her thing is she called everyone love, right? Regardless of who they were, whatever,
Yeah.
and she was like, she stopped, the first, like one of the first times she spoke to me, and she's like, "Is that okay? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, I just wanted to let you know." I'm like, "Oh, that's fine. As long as you do it to everybody, it's I'm not going to tell you how to talk, as long as it's, appropriate, it's cool, like."
I
Okay.
appreciate people who clarify. I'm okay with that. Over clarification, I think you're a weirdo, but someone who clarifies like that, I'm okay with that. Because there are certain nomenclatures that people say.
vernacular, not nomenclature.
When I have a friend, we speak Spanish. I'm going to completely ignore what you said, and we call each other puto. We call each other puto. And say, "What's up, puto?" If somebody else was to walk up to me and say that, I might elbow you right in your face. I'm like, "What did you say?" Like, but
You know what they said? You're like, you don't call me that vajayjay word if that's the word I'm thinking you're saying.
Ducky.
I used to know they call people ducky. Puto is a young man that likes men who sells themselves.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of punta. No, never mind. Wrong word.
Puto. Puto.
No, mine.
Joto.
Or
mine's got
Joto.
an N in it, if I
Joto.
remember.
I know Joto.
Joto is a young man or man who likes men. That's a derogatory term in Spanish. I am. If you learn, yikes! I'm teaching people the worst stuff.
No, that's okay because mine is only thinking of the female equivalent of like the.
Oh, that's
the junk
funny.
in the trunk with the hole.
You know what's funny
Joto
thing
is also Bangla for prostitute.
Where I'm from, we call each other that too. We say hoto to each other, like, "Oh, you hoto," like every other word when we're talking. Like a good friend of mine, we say that to each other too, all the time. A friend of mine did not speak Spanish, tried to be chummy with some Latinos guys in a restaurant, and he went to some Latino guys that. It all depends on the crowd, like, because I look Puerto Rican, people freak out when they find out that I'm half Mexican. Because they'll instantly know because of my Spanish. Because I speak Mexican Spanish. I call it TJ Spanish. But people have been like, People have told me to my face, like in English, they're like, "You're not Puerto Rican," because they'll start speaking Spanish, me, I'll speak Spanish, and they're like, "Wait a minute," but it was more on the East Coast.
It, I'm gonna have to agree with that because Puerto Rican Spanish is not Mexican Spanish. I've
Not
heard
even
both
in
in
this,
my day.
yeah,
They're not the same language.
no, and that's the thing. Like, I will not understand what you're saying if you don't speak. Like, and that's the thing down here. Everyone speaks what's considered Mexican Spanish. That's like the maritime language of Hispanic people around here. That is like the
Well, yeah, because
language. So,
all the refugees have been like stuck up at the border in
yeah,
Tijuana, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta learn how to communicate with everybody." So we'll like come to the least common denominator.
and statistically speaking, making it through Guatemala is more dangerous than trekking through all of Mexico.
Yeah.
But people forget Mexico is humongous. That's why when people say like regardless of what side of the fence you sit on, like I know a lot of people that have walked here, and I just look at them in awe. Like I cry when I have to like go to the mechanic and I'm without my car for 3 hours.
It's complicated, and I don't want to get into that because I can't right now.
I watched an episode of Give Me a Break with Nell Carter, and I have um, a scene stuck in my head with Nell Carter and the guy who sang the Ghostbusters song, Ray Parker
I
Jr. It's actually really funny. It's actually the 1980s comedy is semi-offensive because people made talked about race a lot, but so if you're faint of heart, you don't watch it, but it's
no,
hilarious. It
now
is
all I have is
hilarious.
the corner store that has $1.60 for a Kit Kat bar right now, and I'm like, "Give me a break, give me a break."
But in this scene, they like basically they do a fundraiser for a mobster, and they didn't want to do it. Then the mobster goes to the door, and he's like, basically he punks them to do it. And the whole time they're like, "We're not going to do it," and they end up doing it. And it's just a really funny scene because people weren't so offended back then. And I'm not saying you have the right to offend people. I don't even know on the what side of the fence I sit on that anymore.
No,
But
but
like
funny
I'm
used to be
desensitized.
funny.
Yeah, but are we jaded because we're from a different era? So do we have a different opinion because we come from that era of like because we were desensitized?
And
Welcome
I
back,
don't think.
butterfly. Sorry.
Oh my god, you
I have
never sleep.
problems.
No, it's
I
only
have problems.
10:30. We're up way past your bedtime, butterfly. It's on us, not you. It's a you problem, not an us problem. um, or was it? No, shit. I had a
I
thought.
loved Nell Carter, Alibaba. I loved Nell Carter. I still watch her stuff. It's 2023 and I still watch her show from when I was a little kid.
Oh no, we have to stop being butthurt about funny because comedy and satire are things that are literally always did and are supposed to make you feel uncomfortable. It's like I remember. Oh,
What is
my
that?
brain's falling asleep. I worried you're going into sleep
It just
download, but um, I'm gonna forget his name. He blew cocaine off his hand, and he was a black man, and everybody's gonna get it. But yeah, I know it's super late. Oh, what's his? Okay, regardless, but comedy's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, and you're supposed to think like, is it okay to laugh at this? And laugh anyway. It's
You should
okay
watch
to be funny. Dave Chappelle, and if you don't
when
feel a little uncomfortable, it's not good comedy.
when Richard Pryor set himself on fire, you should watch his comeback. That is the most honest comedy special I have ever seen in my life because he talks about smoking crack and the bad decisions that he made while smoking crack. And he's just like, look, I was smoking crack. All right. And like he just
Yep,
told a story, you know?
yep, same deal. Dave Chappelle, that
Oh,
it's like if you don't
oh.
feel like a little uncomfortable in your seat and you're like, should I get up and leave or should I just laugh? It's okay. 5 pounds of fat prop is going to haunt me. No
What is
skits.
that?
That's 5
It's a
pounds of
scale
fat.
model of 5 pounds of fat.
Oh, no,
Hold
don't
on.
make me think about how
Me.
goopy I am.
So
I
every
would be.
time you lose 5 pounds, that is how much fat you're losing. I
Are
keep
you
it around to
shaming
keep me
me?
kind of motivated. Yeah, this is 5 pounds of fat.
I feel shamed.
Oh,
I'm so
stop
offended. I'm a
reminding me I
millennial.
have 30 to go before I have a 6-pack. Oh, I'm
Oh,
such a
that is
McMuffin.
If you ever wanted to
It keeps
get a
me motivated.
reaction, now that's it. Wow. I'm starting to gain
Dusty.
weight, and I've been skinny my whole life, so I'm shaming myself lately because I'm becoming a potato, and it's because my job has put me in the office in a sitting position.
Yeah, sitting is not good. So look at that. Oh my God. If you look at that, I have at least 30 pounds of that to lose on my tiny frame. So you boys, you folks, whatever you are, circles probably have more than that.
Because I've been skinny my whole life, having like back fat is weird to me because I've been so heroin chic my whole life. So I'm not kidding you. I gained almost 50 to 55 pounds during COVID because I was just at
Yeah,
home
that's
eating scared.
half a human.
Yeah. Have a
Because
great
I don't
night,
even want to
butterfly.
talk about what
Hi,
my
butterfly.
I got scared and I started just making recipes. I was like, I'm gonna make a taco salad. And then 3 hours later, I was like, I'm still nervous. I'm gonna eat pasta. I'm gonna make cornbread. I got
you're
huge.
emotional eater. I fortunately go into the emotional not eating, which I like to be in that camp better because my line is like, seafood, we will survive the famine. We are okay human.
In my 20s, I was a nomad and I was like, I rarely ate. But COVID, like I have yet to I've lost most of the weight, but I consider this my adult weight because I was like, people didn't believe me when I told them my age because I was like skinny.
There's
Like
nothing
here,
right with looking better. Average is overweight, so go back to what you were and not what people think you should be.
I don't, I shame myself. I think it's the whole Roman Catholic thing. I shame myself more than anything else. So I
Yeah,
don't
you
even listen to
husky
what people.
boy, don't eat all that fucking shit.
And I.
I'm the Opa. I will, or the Bobshka, the Tia. I will shame
Pepe.
you.
Oh.
You are too fat, funky boy.
Oh, I miss my grandma. She was a side poker. She would walk around parties poking people. She was a
Yeah,
shamer. Oh,
I can do
different
that.
time.
I can be that for you. I'm okay with being your fat shamer.
It's kind of
My
crazy. I just recently technically I've been obese according to the BMI thing for quite a long time, and up until recently, I think it was like a month or so ago, I finally hit the overweight side.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Hey.
And my goal still is another, about 20 pounds away, but that's still considered, like 15 pounds overweight. I'm like, dude, if I weighed 185 pounds, no, I'd look like fucking Skeletor. Like,
Okay.
nah, ain't happening.
I'm so glad you say this because yesterday I was watching the Dodger game and they were showing the stats of this kid. He was 6'5", 200 pounds. I weigh 200 pounds. I weigh 200 pounds. Like that kid's a stick.
Yeah,
I was like, he's amazing. I want to throw a cheeseburger at that kid. Like, oh my god.
eat a sandwich.
Oh, don't talk about my favorite restaurant in town.
I had a
I
sandwich
think
for lunch.
I suffer from the same thing, Warren. Like knowing what because my lineage clashes because I come from on one side I come from people who are morbidly obese, and on my other side my pops are stick skinny. I mean stick skinny. So in my family, people are like, "Are you well?" Like, no, I'm just skinny. They're like, they think I'm sick. They've always You know, if you ask any skinny person, they hate it when people will talk about their weight because people will always infer that they're sick when they're just skinny. They do
Yeah, I
not.
don't really hang out with those
Enfermo?
folks. Everybody's
Enfermo?
just fat. Sorry, skits.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying sick in Spanish, or I think so.
Mark Short, that's like perfect on the BMI chart. You were like model human on the BMI chart. That is like perfect. Do you know, I was thinking about this the other day when I was like doing my cardio walking around, aka shopping. Americans, we are big people. And I didn't even I mind my own business and I really am not observant like that, but like I live in a really weird, richy, cultural, diverse area, and it doesn't matter where somebody is from. Americans, do you think it's because we drink milk and we have a lot of salt and sugar in our food?
A lot of sugar. I mean, milk. I don't drink a lot of milk, but
I was gonna say, yeah, probably not milk, but maybe salt and sugar. But I think honestly, in Europe and other places, folks walk and have to take a metro. Like, we're
True.
way more sedentary. And so I'll say, like, I'm American, but where did my ancestors come from? We did manual labor for 12, 15 hours a day, and a desk job is not my friend. So I need to stand up and move and do shit. I can't be at 190. I'd be a McMuffin, but you've got 12 inches on me, Kilroy.
Kilroy, you're like perfect on the BMI as well. You're like perfect. I'm considered overweight at my size, and I'm like, look at my wrist. I'm skinny, and I'm considered overweight at my size. Like,
oh, I know. My whole life I've been overweight. I haven't tipped into the obese category, but overweight, yeah, my whole life. I'm a McMuffin. I'm a fatty, short for human with giant muscles.
Now I want a sausage, egg, and cheese.
No, that's not. This is a shaming, not an encouragement.
Oh my gosh. You know, speaking of shaming, the McDonald's up the street from my house, they claim they serve breakfast all day, but they stopped serving that son of a smitch at 11 o'clock.
That's liars! You liars!
They are. I walked in. You know, my new thing is I go in somewhere and someone tells me something I don't want to hear, and I tell myself, Mr. Sewing, do not go viral. And then I say, thank you. And I walk out. Because lately, every time I get barky, I end up on a Karen video. So
yours or someone else's?
I stand up for my rights is my problem. I am not scared of anyone. And it's a personality defect. You should have fear in your life. And I do not. It's my pops used to always say,
gotta fight for your right to paw.
Okay, now we're gonna go into Beastie Boys, huh?
That's why that goes back to the whole Harpo thing. My pops would call me Harpo.
Gaucho? No.
I would burn that too. But I would burn the candle on both ends.
Circle.
And he'd always tell me, like, you're gonna burn yourself out. You're gonna burn yourself out, and I did.
Yeah.
That's why I built that candle holder, though. I have a Harpo. If you ever see the thing that says Harpo in the background, he'd always say, "You're Harpo Marks. You're Harpo Marks. Life's gonna catch up to you." I hadn't seen him in 12 years. I went in the shop, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I made a double-sided candle holder. I put it on his desk. I lit both sides of the candle, and I walked out. It was
and then the shop burnt down.
It was my big, like, stone cold double finger. Like, no, like the party guy figured it out.
He got arrested for arson.
I went and got my welding certification, and then I started making more money than I would have if I had stayed in college.
Nice.
That's so sad in America. Like where I live, welders live in better houses than people that like
Especially
people
if you
that
got
have
like
colleges.
underwater welding.
I've said this before. That was my freaking George Costanza dream job. And then I failed the test. I
Only
don't
for
have
the
the load
bathroom
capacity.
photo?
What's that?
All I thought of right now is George Costanza and him being naked in this bathroom photo pose. Because some
I would always
restaurant
people,
has him in the restroom in his underwear in that scene from clip from the show. Okay,
I almost
stop.
bought
Okay,
it.
Skits knows. I don't know. I hate. I don't
I almost
love
bought a
Seinfeld,
7-foot.
and I've been forced to watch it.
I almost bought a 7-foot poster of that very pose, but I had to stop myself at a thrift store. It was
Yeah,
literally
you
a
should have. Because
7-foot.
where are you gonna put that shit except on the wall in the hallway?
Yeah. Yeah, but 20 years from now it'd be hard to explain because the show, like I'm
It's hard
obsessed
to
with
explain now. It's been 20 years, 40 years. It's 40 years from when it came out. Nobody's gonna get it.
there's a lot of stuff hidden in our food, and everybody is different. Some do well. Okay, going back to Lay's chips, there's something that they put in Lay's chips that may like I'll it's called their sweet Carolina chips. I eat them and both of my eyes completely swell up.
Remember those the fat-free chips they tried for a while that
That's
had the
a
unfortunate side effects?
the ones with
Ugh.
Oleo and the fake fats.
Yeah,
All right,
with the
should we do
Alestra or
it?
whatever.
We're closing up shop. I've eaten these.
Oh yeah,
These
it's
chips.
getting late.
I float around. I try to float around 4 hours. That one stream we did for 5 hours, I wonder what I was on that night.
I don't wonder what I was on. It was like
Coffee?
to stay up that late.
There was one time, a long time ago, with Stool, and don't come around. I
Stool
think
and
you
Finches?
it's someone I used to stream with, but I did an 8-hour stream, almost 9 hours, and I was so angry and mad. There's 2 people I don't talk to anymore because of that stream.
That was
All right.
wow.
Oh, these are good until tomorrow, next day. Mayang Kam Crab Ras from Lay's India. If you can get these in your jurisdiction, not spicy, highly 2 thumbs recommend. Eat these Lay's chips. And I'm not actually, I don't promote shitty food. So,
Sponsored by Lay's.
no, I'm sponsored by my friend who knows a friend.
I made this in the shop. Did not burn the shop down. This is my double-sided candle holder. This actually sat in my dad's office forever, and I took the second I became boss. I still haven't even gone. That's my office technically. I do not go in there. I took this out of my office.
Why is it not filled with sewing machines from your sweatshop? I mean,
but I keep it on the Harpo side because if I had marks, people would think I'm a hardcore commie and they wouldn't get it. So I keep it on the Harpo. They just think I'm an Oprah fan.
that's so funny because my humanist runs for Hog Wild with I'm Groucho, and if you don't get that, we're not going to be friends.
I grew up watching that. My parents were like, they came from a different planet compared to today's world. Like
Yeah.
I watch AMC because I grew up with 2 human beings that were already in retiring age. So they watched the old movies. My mom still watches the old movies.
Right, because those were new when she was little. Those are not old movies. Those are new movies that I have nostalgia for.
Those and quite honestly, those people, it's not like, oh, they live forever, but quite not like in a weird way they do. Like even like I have this weird fixation with Lucy Ball, but as long as like someone like
Ball.
me is around,
You say their names right.
I know, but as long as someone like me is around, like she'll be around. Memory is weird that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's someone watching her. Yeah. Even this. you know what's really funny? This is gonna live forever. Some like alien archaeologist is gonna be watching this 100 million years from now. I'm like, those trash monkeys were weird. Those shaved monkeys, those upright monkeys, they were weird.
That would be funny. That call raccoons trash pandas, and they call us trash monkeys. That would be great.
Well, okay. I'm gonna end it on this. This is my my thesis in life. What do we produce as humans?
Poop. Oh,
Trash. Trash. We produce trash.
other humans.
Okay, but we're the only species that we've ever detected on this planet that has left a layer of plastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're a mess. We're a mess, you know? And what are we? We're great apes. And so to make fun of us, I call us monkeys. And so we're trash monkeys.
I dig it. I like it.
I actually got that from the same person who is the reason why I say technosexual.
Technosexual.
If you look at my Twitter, technically I'm a technosexual.
Okay. I still can't get the name right. My camera and lighting is bitching out. I will post it on my socials, these Lay's chips, because they're pretty tasty. Sorry I can't make a nice picture and live stream because I'm a shlomo.
I blame Canada. Jesus. You're just beating up on your sewing machine today?
No, Brunhilde's doing great. It's just me who's falling apart at the word and the seams.
You know what, Renee? I own all of Stargate, and when I go back and watch the first season of Stargate SG-1, it's weird because everyone looks young, and I know what they look like now. So it does take me back, or like even when I obsessively watch Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's weird, or like even when I watch Voyager, like I know what they all look like now.
Old.
You know what, Jerry? I had a neighbor that looked like Jerry Ryan as a kid. I think Jerry Ryan is still hot. 7 of 9. Oh, I will drive you to work every day. I will hold your hand in public.
Hold your hand in public.
When you really, that's when you really love somebody.
Yeah, the actress who played Janeway was not stoked when they brought her on board.
I did not like hearing that. She actually hated her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, Chappies. I'll see you next time. I'm heading out.
Have a great week. I'm ending it soon.
Okay.
Good night.
See you later.
Okay.
Why are we whispering? I don't know. I just like saying that. I just like saying, why are we whispering?
Wait, is he just temporarily leaving us?
This is the big marker way more sleeping.
Oh, the big marker. Way more than your sleep.
I've become weirdly lactose intolerant. I can't drink milk anymore. I drink milk every day. That was my default. Milk was I drank as a grown adult. I would be walking around with a carton of milk.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten lactose intolerant as I've, gotten, adulthood.
Oh, I get it, Waterday. Sorry. Yeah, when you hold hands, at least where I'm from, like that's like, I love you. I want the whole world to see it. When you're holding hands with somebody in public.
Remember when that was like the public displays of affection rather than, oh, there's two people screwing.
Yeah. Oh, when you're a kid, that was like second base, man. When you're a kid, you're like, yes, yes.
I held the girl's hand.
Yes. That was bucket list.
Then you really got
to
second base. Oh.
Yeah. Hey, when I was 14, that was like bucket list stuff, Call me a prude. Call me an old man. I don't care. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, I guess I will end it here. Do you have anything you'd like to show?
Nah, just thanks for having me on, brother. It's fun as always. And
You're always invited. You're in the circle. You're in the circle, the sewing circle.
awesome.
Next
Thank you. Thank
week,
you.
Phoenix streams at 3:30 West Coast time every Sunday. My internet is cutting out again. I can see it. Oh, I'm gonna call Spectrum and be such a Karen. I'm gonna show him this video and be like, "You are messing with my." I always feel weird when they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm a YouTuber. Mind your own business. I have no life. I have no life. I'm on YouTube. Okay, mind your own business. Get out of here." What do you do? What do you do at Spectrum?
I do tech support. You should know that. You
I
called
get
me.
offended. No, because I'm a baby. I'm a Karen. I'm like, just make my internet work. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Just make my. That freaked me out when the cam cut out. I was like, what happened?
Right?
What did I do?
What happened?
Oh man. So as always, I am a Karen. I am. You know what? You know why I say that every time? It's because I call and complain. They reboot my box and nothing happens, and I still have crummy internet. Personally, I think it's a 13-year-old around here that figured out my internet code, and they're just tapping into my Wi-Fi.
Mining Bitcoin off of your freaking internet.
My ears would officially shoot out steam. I'd be so mad. I don't even know why I hate Bitcoin. I'm gonna leave the stream on that one. I am. So if anyone is ever posing to be me, you should know I'm not a Bitcoiner at all or a libertarian. So as always, everyone's in the chat, I absolutely appreciate you. And you know what? Godless Troll, if you're who I think you are, I miss you. But if you're the other person, get a life. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. From one troll to another, get a life. But as always, you guys are absolutely awesome. You are what makes this channel, because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys, So thank you. Absolutely. As always, reinforce your seams, be yourself, and I will definitely